Hello and welcome everyone. Stray Fox here, and holy mackerel kingfish, do we have a lot of stuff to go over today. I know it's only the second month of 2024, but already the year's been kicking off strong in DSP Detractor world, whatever the fuck you want to call it, because he is losing his ever-loving mind at an accelerated rate. I don't even know how many arcs we're already into so far in just 1 month alone. But I wanted to talk about the biggest story arc that has happened so far, the biggest recent one anyway, which is, of course, the Argentina membership bomb arc. Whatever you want, the Argentina arc. You all know what I'm fucking talking about. Why am I even making this video? You already know about it. Bye, have a good one. I might as well, but no, we're in for another 2 or 3 hour video, which honestly I don't really mind, so it's fine. But I wanted to go over and give my own personal take on the whole Argentina subs membership arc from start to current day. And I think I found all the videos that pertain to it. It's about 5 or 6 different videos that I'm going to be going over today. And we're starting off in Odyssey world, not YouTube actually, but Odyssey, because some fucking idiot, Superhound probably, is striking DSP detractors again, unfortunately. Don't you hate that shit? No, every fucking year, they always want to try to fucking strike detractors down in Phil's name, or Phil's doing it himself on a sock account, but I'm pretty sure Phil is probably having someone do it on his behalf, and Phil knows who it is. And he's just playing innocent because that way he can use his own shenanigans, his own semantics. Say, oh, well, I never stroked these down. Yeah, you personally didn't strike them down, but you know who's striking them down, and you said you can't stop them, which is basically giving them code, to give them the go-ahead to go ahead and strike them down on your own behalf. So yeah, you can semantic your way into saying you didn't do it, but you basically are fucking doing it though. So don't fucking play coy with that, like, oh, I personally didn't do it. Yeah, that means that you're having someone else do it. But it's still you fucking doing it. But I digress. So yeah, they struck Hate Army, they struck Aquateal and a few others. I know Hate Army's still up on YouTube, but I think he privated some of his videos. But his videos are still luckily available on Odyssey, and that's where I'm gonna be going over a few on Odyssey and then a few also on YouTube. So let's get started with Hate Army here. And I believe this is the start of the Argentina arc, which I believe started in like late December, starting off like near the beginning of the year. And it's still ongoing as far as I'm aware. And it's pretty funny. But we stand Argentina on this channel. Fly that Argentina flag, which I probably should have fucking prepared an Argentina flag to post up somewhere. Yeah, we stand the Argentina people, Argentinians, and the Argentinian peso. And it's just pretty funny in general. So let's get going. Let's not waste any more time. Let's start out with some hate, because you can't take down the Hate Army.
It's the Hate Army, bro.
Hate Army.
Shout out to Hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout out to
Army.
Hate.
Shout out to Hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out to Hate.
Shout out for hate.
Let us split the part here. I want to say thanks, you guys. You're a great audience hanging out with me today so far. And 2 more hours. A Resident Evil 0 remastered coming up next. Thank God we didn't soft lock.
Oh yes, Phil with the toilet seat around his neck.
Okay, so first of all, I should get 672.
I can't believe he bought that silly looking fucking thing.
Because he did do a
And I'm having ear infections. Well, if you cleaned your ears out more, you wouldn't have them.
Guys, thank you so much for your support. My goals for today are to hit 1,110 members, all right, on the channel. And I don't know if we're gonna do that or not,
1,110.
11 more or 12 more. So please consider becoming a member or gifting a membership today if you'd like to help the channel. Also, we hit the tier 1 tips goal. Thank you for that. It sure would be great if we hit the tier 2. Then you guys could vote on a hat for me to wear, and we have many different hats that'd be in the running for
starting off begging. That's always great.
Evil, but a few other silly ones too, right? So please consider tipping. All right. By the way, remember today before I did the podcast, I talked to YouTube chat support about the whole issue with the memberships and how Basically,
So at
I
this
haven't
point,
really
he
gotten
was still
any
just thinking it was an
reports of
issue with the
revenue from
delay in
those yet.
payment, and that he wasn't getting paid for
I
it.
see nothing as of yet. They are supposed to email me about that issue.
And sorry about earlier, but you heard the sound of my can of pop over here. My Dr. Pepper. The best pop. Number one, we are sponsored by Dr. Pepper in this channel. Not really.
Yeah,
I wish.
Anything.
And it's not soda, it's pop. Get it right.
I'm looking.
Dead air over here, Phil. I mean, I know it's technically in between recordings. It's not like
Who
he's
knows how long it'll take YouTube to get back to me on that.
putting this up on YouTube. But we got detractors to clip them, so thank
what I'm
God.
talking about. So as you know, look at our membership.
Yeah, what are you talking
right
about,
now? We're
Phil?
at almost 1,100. We were up to 1,170 the other day. We had 500 gifted memberships over the last week. There were 400 gifted memberships from someone named Nikita, and 100 from
I
someone.
mean, that's
named
not
Judy,
suspicious at all,
okay?
huh?
But in my YouTube dashboard, none of that is recorded as revenue. And I have no clue why that would not be recorded as revenue.
God damn it, Pajit.
It should count as revenue. So
It
why am I
count.
getting
I'm
nothing
panicking.
from those?
That
Right? It
money
doesn't make-
is already gone and spent in his head. As soon as he saw those gifted memberships come in, he probably already spent a bunch of money on like WWE Hogan polls and probably some gin here and there. He already spent money in the anticipation of him getting that big paycheck from YouTube. And then it turns out that he ain't actually getting that money because of the conversion rate. But he doesn't know that here at this point. In the beginning, he didn't know it was a conversion rate issue. So he's going to be coming up with all kinds of like, oh, why aren't they giving me the money? I earned that money and all this other stuff, and crying and bitching because he probably already spent that before he was even in his bank account. He like in his head had spent. He already went ahead.
Make sense at all. So this morning, it's been almost a week, by the way. It was the 12th.
Yeah, it's
7th,
already gone.
So 6 days ago.
He spent that
was when I got that first member
preemptively.
bomb of 200 members. Yeah, it still doesn't show any revenue for it. So basically, I contacted YouTube this morning, and in the chat, I explained this to them. I even showed them screenshots, and I said, "Can you tell me what?"
Plus, I don't have memberships, so I don't know quite how it works. But isn't that just part of your normal YouTube revenue? So wouldn't you not get that until the 21st of the YouTube month when you get the rest of your YouTube money? Like you get paid for ads and all this other shit. So wouldn't it be your memberships and stuff, the money you earn in memberships, wouldn't that be included in that 21st of the month payment from YouTube? Like that's my understanding of it. I mean, that's not the case here, obviously, because it was a conversion issue, but you would think you wouldn't get that right away unless there's an option to early pull it out. And if there is a case where you can early advance it out into your account, you know damn sure Phil's going to be taking that option.
Is this legit or not? Is it fake? Are you holding it for confirmation purposes? Like, I need to know, because right now people think I'm doing really good this month. Take a look. Right? Look at those members. You think, oh, wow, Phil's doing great this month. And I know what's happening is people are coming by, and people who might normally give some memberships are like, Phil's doing fine. He doesn't need them right now. But I might not get any revenue from 500 memberships that it's showing right now. So I need to figure out what the hell's going on, why they help.
And I know at first we all thought he was just bullshitting and actually did get paid for it. Before any of us realized this was a conversion rate issue, we all thought that he actually did get paid and that he was just bullshitting to try to get even more money. Because we wouldn't put that past him.
Oh, Orange,
he's
I
done
agree
shit
with
like
you.
that before.
He says YouTube should totally work hand in hand with me because I get so many new kinds of trolling. Like maybe they could even stop certain kinds of trolling and stuff. I agree.
Yeah,
with you.
he should get special treatment because he's trolled so much.
Half the time they just don't listen to me or don't understand what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
Like I'll be like, look, I have this new evidence of something someone's doing to troll, and there's no way to fix it on my end. Can you look into it? And I'll just explain the whole situation to them, and they'll have no clue what I'm talking about. Like I'm talking to the wall. They're like, huh? Because remember, when you talk to their customer service, you're literally talking to someone sitting at a chat room and a computer with a checklist of basic stuff, and that's it. They don't have any knowledge of actually how YouTube works. They just pass it off to a team who researches what you're requesting. So talking with them, they don't even know if they're understanding what you're telling them, you know? I think that's why
they can submit
this morning,
a ticket for
when I
you,
talked to the rep,
and
like,
then the actual
okay, so
crew can
thanks
get
for telling
to
us that.
working
Can
on
you
your
show us
problem.
evidence? And that's when I had the screenshot. Here's the total number of members I have and the days when I got them. But then here's my revenue showing I got no revenue for those memberships. I had to screenshot that and send it. Why? Because they're just going to forward that off to another team. They don't know how to handle it. They don't know shit. They have you dealing with someone who's like a line level person with zero training. They don't know anything about YouTube.
They're the intake coordinator people. Like, that's their job, is to intake issues
72
and hand it
The
out.
super chat says Cajun spicy fried chicken because I'm black. Well, that's incredibly racist. I mean, even if you are black, that's still kind of racist, is it not? Is it not?
Okay, LTG, calm down.
I do believe that that is racist. So,
You don't fucking want to talk about racism, mister. I'm an equal opportunity offender. I criticize every race. I make fun of Italians all the time.
anyway. Okay.
I have friends that are black.
They're
Like,
Google.
what?
Do they actually care? Well, technically, you know, they owe me. If they're saying I have 1,100 members and they're showing
Because you
I have
owe me,
1,100 members on the channel, and
my
1,100
jungle
of you have the
love.
benefits
Oh,
of a membership,
oh.
they technically owe me the money. You know what I'm saying? Unless they can
You gotta
prove
pay up.
that there was some kind
Put
of
that money
malicious
in my
intent, like
hand.
charge back or something. And if that's the case, they have to tell me that. They can't just say, "Oh fuck it,
If
we're
it
going to
don't,
give
you
you
owe me,
a forward-facing number that everyone can see you
I'll
have this
stop.
many members. Oh, by the way, you don't get paid." Like, that's bullshit. You can't do that.
It's bullshit, dude.
So hopefully they figure it out. All right, Doctor. Well, he says, have a good rest of the stream. I'll be here sleeping and eating. Sounds good. All right. You guys ready to continue? Here we go. This guy sent me crazy stuff. It's a ton of shit he just sent me. This is the YouTube guy emailed me.
The YouTube guy. Everyone
But
run.
again, what he's saying
it's
isn't
the
true.
YouTube man.
What he's saying is not correct per anything. Let me take a look here.
Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me on the YouTube man.
So,
We've come for your daughter, Chuck. More dead air.
yeah, it's wrong.
Wrong,
Everything he's saying is wrong. I
wrong,
love it. It's
wrong.
hilarious. This is why contacting YouTube support is a waste of time, because these people don't understand anything.
Then why do you still do it then? Because you want that money. You want that bag. I am him. I've always been him. Gotta get those bands, huh, Phil? Hello, Philip. Dead air here. You can't do this on your own time? I'll just postpone your stream because this is in between recordings, but your audience is still there.
So,
Your live audience.
yeah, it doesn't. I knew it. He's wrong. He's absolutely wrong.
He's so wrong. Oh no, there's a speed. Okay.
What he's saying is completely false.
The thinking man Bozier is great too. Just chin in hand. Just Did he just pick his nose there?
Yep. So just to give you some perspective here, all right? YouTube is claiming that all the gifted memberships went through for the month. Okay? That's what they're saying. Okay? And they're
Okay.
claiming that with all those gifted memberships going through, that, oh, well, you see, different memberships can be different amounts and blah, blah, blah. So just to give you some perspective, I'm staring at my analytics right now. On one day, I was gifted 200 memberships, okay? And YouTube is claiming on that day, I only made $79 from the memberships. How does that make sense? A membership costs you guys $4, and I'm supposed to keep 70% of the revenue of a membership. So that's between $2.50 to $3. So if you just do the simple math,
Womp
I should have
womp.
made $400 or more on the memberships that day. It says I made 79. Okay? The next day, when I got the other 200 gifted memberships, okay? It's saying I made
There's no
around
such thing as
$200.
conversion
I
rates.
only made
Every
$1 on each
country
gifted
uses
membership. How does that make
USD,
sense?
right?
How on one day was I gifted 200 memberships and I made $79, and the next day I was gifted 209 memberships and I made $200? It's the same membership. That doesn't even make sense at all in any way, shape, or form. That makes no fucking sense. So what the data they're giving me is wrong. So now I got to respond to this guy and tell him, you don't know what you're talking about, because that doesn't.
And
even
it
make
turns
logical
out that
sense what
guy
you're
was
saying.
right in the end anyway. They did pay him for that. It's just he doesn't understand
At all.
conversion
It
rates.
makes zero sense what you're saying. And then just to give you some perspective,
Because other
remember the day that I
countries'
had the 100
economies
memberships?
are a lot
Supposedly
worse than
those did count.
US's.
because it's saying that I made a lot more money that day, but I think that that revenue that they're listing here is not membership revenue. I think that's all channel revenue for that day. Yeah, in fact, it's 100% false, because
it's a false
there's
flag
some days here
incident.
saying I made 6 members, but I made like $200. That's because that was super chat. So this whole chart he sent me is wrong. This guy doesn't see what I mean about YouTube. When you reach out to YouTube support, they don't even understand anything. Like, they literally have no clue what they're looking at, and they reach out and then someone just sends them a form letter response. Just send this back to the person. So he's staring at a chart, and the chart's telling him, oh, he made this much money on this day, and this much money on this day, and this much money on this day, and here's the members he got every day. None of it correlates at all. None of it makes any sense. This income, like, for example, we're looking at January 10th. If you remember, on January 10th, that was the day Cat came on stream, and there was 100 gifted members earlier in the day, and there was a bunch of super chats at night. So it says,
yeah, we had to widen the
$400
camera lens a little bit for that one.
A ton of super chats. So it's showing that, and he's like, oh, you see, your gifted memberships went through. No, they didn't. The revenue they're showing me is the super chat revenue, not the membership revenue. But the guy's a dummy and doesn't get that. Like, he thinks that that's, oh, see, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I'll keep biting the hand that feeds me, though.
He doesn't even know what he's talking about.
Keep shit
so
talking
now, if you guys give me
YouTube.
a minute here, I'm going to respond to the guy and say, you're completely wrong. This is false information, and I
Can't
want
do
you
this
to
on your
actually
own
give me an
time,
answer.
though,
This is not
huh?
an answer. Sorry, guys. This obviously has absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with the playthrough or anything going on the stream right now, but of course, this is what happens.
You gonna edit it out of the playthrough? No, probably not.
I don't deal with it now. They'll just ignore me forever. Like, they'll close the log and say, oh, it's closed, right? But it's bullshit. So basically,
not closed. Give me
YouTube
my
did
fucking
is they
money,
responded
dude.
to my request
The
from this
fuck?
morning. From those gifted memberships that I got almost a week ago. There was 2 days that on each day I got 200 gifted memberships, and in my YouTube analytics, it's not showing that I'm ever getting paid for them, as if they don't exist. It says they're there, I got them, but it shows 0 revenue recorded for them. So this morning I emailed YouTube, and I said, well, I didn't email them. I went to the chat, and I said, what is going on? Why am I not getting paid?
Worker bot, where's my
so now
money?
they just emailed me back and said, oh, you see,
Where's
if you look
my
here, on that
money?
particular day, it shows how much you made, and that accounts for what you made, and maybe it's because you're with an MCN. You're supposed to get 70% of every gifted membership, so, and all this, and I'm like, so basically, you're wrong, because they're looking at like overall revenue, and they're saying, oh, so you made money on those days. I'm like, yeah, I made money on those days 'cause there were super chats, there were super thanks, there were super stickers, and there were the gifted memberships. So what you're seeing is the money I made outside of those gifted memberships. You're not seeing the revenue I made from the memberships, because how does it make sense?
Conversion
That one day I got
rates.
200 gifted memberships, and it says I only made $70 that day. If it's 70% of revenue, if my membership costs $4, that's like $270 something per membership. Do the math, times 200. I should have made like $500 on that day alone, just on the gifted memberships. So
See,
this guy, again, he's
spent
trying to basically give me form letter
He
responses and blow me
preemptively
off.
spent that money.
And basically what I said in my
Thinking he
response
was getting a
is, so
huge
just so you know,
payday.
if you don't pay me for those memberships, you violated your own partner contract.
Oh my God.
In which case, that's illegal.
And he goes straight into threatening them. Straight into threatening them, and I'm gonna see you guys and all this other bullshit right away. Holy
You
shit.
can't just take money from one of my viewers and then not give me the money that's appropriate per the terms of
Oh,
our
now
contract.
you're
That's a
pretending to
violation of
care
our
about
contract,
your
which is
viewers
illegal.
over here now,
So
huh?
you have to pay me. So that's
You
what I told
have
him. I
to
said, you gotta
pay
figure this out. You
me,
gotta tell me, is it delayed?
My
or what's
money
going
and
on?
I
'Cause
want
you
it
have to
now.
pay me what you owe me. These companies think that they're like,
Oh,
they're big wigs and they can get
JG,
away with this shit. And sometimes it takes years and years, but you gotta stick to your guns on this stuff. Seriously? Because they will just screw over anyone they can. They really will.
You're screwed.
They've done it before.
You're
They've done
screwed.
it to me before
Everyone's
years and years ago, many years ago,
screwed.
over a decade ago, with money. And I got my money. It took a long time, but I got my money out of when they screwed me back then. But this is just a thing where there's absolutely no way you're telling me that I got 200 memberships 2 days in a row. One day I made $70 of profit. The next day I made like 200, and that even makes sense. How the fuck does that make any sense? You know what I mean? Like, they're basically what they're trying to do is give me a form letter response. I hope I'll go away. I'm not going to go away. They got to give me my money. I'm not going to lose. I mean, think about that. 200, 200, and then another 100. So 500 gifted members in a week. And they're not going to pay me for any of them just because they don't feel like it? No, that's not.
And like, keep in mind in the back of your head, like, to an average person, like living paycheck to paycheck, $200 seems like a lot of money, right? It would, $200 extra would definitely help me out. It would probably help you out. But to this motherfucker who makes 6 figures a year, $200 is child's play. He probably spends more than $200 on a weekend door dashing. So $200 is kind of meaningless to him. So just keep that in
How
mind.
business works, that's not how the law works. They're incorporated in California, and they're going to pay me per California law.
Oh, he'll
I
still
have a contract
spend it,
with
of
them.
course, but
Okay.
it's not that important to him.
So it sucks that I had to do that right now. Obviously, I didn't want to just waste 15 minutes on my stream doing that. But if I don't respond right now, this guy likely would close it. He'd be like, oh, no response, and close the case. And then it's like starting over, you know, which I don't want to do. Obviously, I'm putting work into this shit. It isn't fucking money that's for the business. It's ridiculous, right? So, anyway, This stinks that I'm in the situation. I really hope they resolve it, because I'll tell you right now, it's going to be pretty bad if I got to go after them for my money. They're not going to like it.
Yeah, sue them, Phil.
They're not going to like it at all. I don't want to have to go over them after them. I don't want to have to go over them after them. I don't want to have to go over them after them.
I don't want to have to go over them after them.
For gifted memberships, it's ridiculous at this point, right?
Go
And
over
like I said,
there,
this has never been a
YouTube
problem before. From what I've seen,
Studios.
YouTube's always,
Like,
you know,
you
paid
owe
and not
me
had an issue
money.
with this. So I don't know what's going on now that all of a sudden this is becoming an issue. It doesn't even seem to make sense. I want to shoot them, but they're not there, so I'm going to leave and come back. Hopefully they'll be in the right position. No, right. Baldwin says, watch them just pay at the end of the month and be like, what are you talking about? Exactly, because they could do that too. I mean, when you write YouTube support or you go to the chat, you're just talking with some line-level dude who doesn't understand anything. He's just sitting there spouting off shit from his fucking desk.
Clearly, you don't understand a whole lot about it either, Phil.
You know, he doesn't know anything. He's just, you know, here's what my form letter says to give him.
Random Resident Evil 0.
And it pisses me off because I'm working, doing good content. You guys.
He was
support me.
about to say
So
he's
I just-
working his ass off. Phil, you did not do anything special to deserve those gifted memberships. Even if they were US normal memberships, you're not entitled to those memberships. You don't do anything extra. You don't go out of your way or work hard to earn that. People gave that to you out of generosity or in this case to fuck with you, but still, like, normally people give you memberships or tips or whatever, basically because they pity you and you keep fucking hounding them about it over and over again. You don't actually earn any of those tips. You don't do anything special to do that. Earn that.
My viewer gets screwed because YouTube doesn't want to do their job and live up to the contract, and then they have no way to track it and figure out what went wrong. How is that fucking right? Did I clear the room? How did they get the math wrong? Well, think of it this way, all right? 200 gifted memberships. The membership costs $4 each to buy. I think they're $3.99 each, my memberships, right? I guess you guys could confirm that. If you look on your screens, it would say that.
If you want to buy one now,
they literally told me in the
you can
email, if you're not
confirm
with an MCN, which I'm not, you're supposed to receive 70% of revenue of each gifted membership, right? Let me do this,
Right.
so she doesn't die.
Right.
So if you do the math, what's 70% of $4? It's like $2.70 or something like that, right? So now multiply that by 200 for the first day, January 7th, 200 for the next day, January 8th, and 100 for January 10th. That's 500 times 270. That's a lot of revenue for my business for this month. Here we go. So that's the thing. And you say, what about a foreign currency? Then the foreign currency scales. Just because you buy something in another currency doesn't mean it's cheaper. Think about that. Oh,
Nope,
well,
it
in
is.
my country we use
Turns
pesos,
out
and
it is.
Pesos is valued less than the dollar. So what do you think if you buy a membership with pesos, it's like $1 instead of $4? That's not how it works.
Yep.
You have to pay more pesos. It currency converts, right?
Nope.
So no matter what, I should
Nope.
be making the same revenue
Nope.
on gifted memberships.
Yep.
No matter what, it's just, there's no other, you know, no other explanation.
Get
So
your
what this
fingers
guy's
out of your
doing,
mouth.
right? There you go. Elliptian says, yes, it does. For example, Steam prices for games is local for the region. Right. So if you're watching a Steam price for a game, if it's $20, then it's $20 here, but they'll adjust that to your local region. So pesos or whatever, right? There's no one is able to buy a YouTube membership for 50 cents. That doesn't exist. Everyone's paying the same amount. It's just in their own currency, you know?
Duh.
And you can argue that pricing would be different regionally, and that's fine. But again, what I'm telling you is there's no situation where... You here? No. There's no situation where someone's getting a massive discount on a YouTube membership. Maybe a little bit of a currency conversion difference, but there's not. Oh, if I live in Mexico, I get a currency. I get it for $1, but if you live in the United States, it's 4, and if you live over in Japan, it's 10. No, that's not how it works. They're going to be close.
Apparently
At
it
least
is.
generally close.
At least
right?
in some way.
Scallop Potatoes, why on earth do you think that I have a private relationship with people who are gifting memberships to me that I can contact them behind the scenes and confirm that it's real? And I want you to think of it this way, too. If it's a troll, do you think they're going to say, oh, I'm trolling, it's fake? Right? Like, what are you talking about, right? Anyway, can I put it in here? Yeah, this is crap, man. All right, I need to split the part. Let's split the part. When we come back another hour and try to figure this out. Yuck. All right, I have to pee. So let me pee quickly, and when I come back, we'll just play for another hour and try to get past this part. Yeah, this is shitty, man. And by the way, guys, I totally, I apologize. Obviously, you guys shouldn't have any involvement with this shit, but I mean, it's
So
ridiculous.
why are you telling them?
one of my fans
Why are
paid
you
a lot of
going all
money
nuts
to support this channel, and YouTube didn't pay me yet. Or at
on
least hasn't
air,
recorded the revenue
live,
yet. And now I asked them,
freaking
and
out.
they give me form letter answers and a bullshit answer. Oh, go here to your analytics to see your income. I'm going there, I'm staring at it. I'm like, yeah, it's not recording it. It's like right there. You can see it's not recorded. How could I get 200 memberships this day, 200 memberships the next day, and the revenue's completely different both days? It's the same person. They both bought them 2 different days in a row. It should be the same revenue recorded at least, and you can see it's not equivalent at all to what you're saying. You know? So, it's bullshit. I didn't even want to have to respond during the stream, but I had to because, you know, if you don't respond right away, these guys will close your fucking log on you. So, hopefully they take this seriously, because no exaggeration, if those memberships go through, that's going to help me a ton, because this month ad revenue is way down. But if they don't go through, now it's like I'm way behind.
And that's another lie he loves to perpetrate, is honestly, like, pretty sure ad revenue in January is not that far down. Plus, remember, he gets 90% of his income through tips. He has said before he gets almost nothing in ad revenue. I'll try to see if I can find a clip of him saying that, but I'm pretty sure he has mentioned before that he gets almost nothing in actual ad revenue in terms of money.
I don't make any ad revenue on these videos on demand.
Which obviously is probably a lie. He probably does get a decent amount, but the majority of his income is through tips. And I don't think ad revenue for January is that low that he's trying to portray. He's trying to lie to his audience saying, oh, I'm not actually making that much money. Ad revenue is really, really low, guys. You got to trust me. And I'm like, I don't know if I believe you on that one, Philip.
I earned it, and now they're going to screw me over? Like, no,
you didn't
no fucking
earn
thing,
it.
dude.
You did nothing to actually earn that shit.
I'll be right back,
Phil.
and then we'll continue. Hold on. So we're getting there. Anyway, thank you guys. Thanks to everyone who supported the stream. Thanks to everyone who put up with that annoying, I know that annoying interruption earlier for me to email. YouTube was not fun, and I'm sorry about that. And hopefully we'll have a resolution to that. But I hope that you guys enjoyed. And thank you to those who did chill and hang out with me and help me with the game. Because yikes, this game is crazy bad when it comes to cryptic and nonsensical stuff. It's tough. So, thank you guys. Please enjoy the break. And I'll see you tonight for Sea of Stars. Peace out.
All right, next one. Back to YouTube.
I find, and this is no exaggeration, probably about 80 to 90% of the time that something goes wrong for me, it's because someone else was incompetent or didn't do their job. Just being honest. With a little bit of discussion and get this out of the way. Yesterday, there was a segment on this show where I talked about the large amount of gifted memberships that I received last week here on the channel. If you remember, there were 400 gifted memberships from someone named Nikita and 100 gifted memberships from someone named Duty. All right? From what I can see, YouTube did not account for the income from those gifted memberships. Okay? It should have. But for some reason, here we are a week
that zipper
later,
up. No one wants to see your 1 or 2 little fucking gestures you got there.
And there's no revenue recorded in my analytics.
Why don't you have an undershirt on? Why are you only wearing that?
Memberships that count, because by the way, you guys have them. You have all the benefits of them. You're using the benefits right now. And they're accounted for in my metrics dashboard.
One benefit they get, which is like a little icon next to their name, and they can ignore slow chat or slow mode in the chat. That's about all they fucking get for the benefits of your fucking channel, Phil. They don't get fucking anything to be a member in your channel. So don't even
Yes, I have these memberships, but no revenue ever accounted, okay? When he's doing this shit, he's just money, 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 man. Like, for example, this cleaning cloth right here. Like, if I actually talked to this cleaning cloth about a problem on YouTube, I'll probably get a better response.
Oh, he's bringing Towley in here. I'm just gonna keep calling that fucking cloth Towley. Like, I can't be bothered to come up with a more clever name than that at this point, and he keeps fucking mentioning or referencing that cleaning cloth, so I might as well give it a name at this point.
Cleaning cloth. Than actually talking to the YouTube chat room.
You want to get high?
Even though they're supposed to be there for anyone in the partner program, that's the point. Like, they're partner
man, I'm so high right now.
They don't usually help at all with anything. All they do is they regurgitate form letter nonsense that you can easily find online by doing absolutely no work whatsoever, but instead just copy pasting a bunch of instructional stuff that
and
they have
he's blaming YouTube again.
I'm experienced. Oh yeah.
First of all, here's how gifted memberships work. Like, I don't know. And they copy paste the entire, like, frequently asked questions about gifted memberships, okay? And then they explain, oh, well, you see, there's all these different factors that come into gifted memberships. There's exchange rates, where not everyone who buys a gifted membership, it's the same cost, so you won't get the same amount per gifted membership depending on where someone lives. There's also they take a cut of your revenue, so you might not have seen all the money that you were owed from a gifted membership because your partner network took part of it. And this and this and that. So I'm not even kidding you. It's like 10 form letter responses about it. none of which answer the question. So basically, here's what happened. I gave them very specific information about what was going on. I got 500 gifted memberships. You haven't recorded any revenue for any of them. I want to know why. And all they did was copy-paste the 10 possibilities of what it may be without actually doing any intelligent research into what it really is.
Place is haunted, I tell ya.
So imagine, right, if every single night someone is knocking over your trash can, all right? So you want to know who did it, what's causing the trash can getting knocked over every night, right?
Get ready for this bullshit analogy that he comes up with. He always comes up with the stupidest fucking analogies. And this is no exception. Listen to
private
this.
eye to monitor your trash can, right? Okay, the next morning, the private eye says, so here's 10 things it could be. It could be a raccoon. It could be the wind. It could be a malicious person walking down the street, knocking over your can who they don't like you. It could be like, wait a minute, but you're a private eye. It's your job to look into what's going on and help me with it.
There's a few things wrong with that analogy. Like, first off, you pay a private eye. You're not paying YouTube at all. YouTube is paying you, actually. So that's a wrong analogy right there. Second of all, if your trash can is being knocked over a bunch of times outside, first off, it's not that big a fucking deal. Second of all, like, most people would actually just put a Ring camera or like some outdoor security camera on the thing and watch it and record it that way instead of actually hiring a private eye. Who the fuck hires private eyes anymore? Like, do they even still exist? You'd be hard pressed to go to the Yellow Pages because those totally exist right now, right? Go to the fucking Yellow Pages. Private eye. Oh, it's Dick Detective over here. Let me go find him. Like, no, like, he's so stupid.
Why are you just telling me what it could have been? Why don't you tell me what it is? Oh, well, that requires work. Correct.
Yeah, and you're not paying them. So if you're not paying them, they're not going to do the work for you, Philip. They don't work for free.
You're working. You're at a job, and your job is to work. Not to just copy-paste possibilities, but to actually look into the situation and tell me what caused it, not to tell me what it could have been. This is infamously...
He did. And the funny thing is, this guy did do his job. He told him, no, you got paid for those memberships. Turns out, he did get paid for those memberships. It just wasn't the amount that he wanted. It wasn't the answer he wanted to hear, so he kept hounding them. This is the same situation that got Philip fired from Machinima back then. Because Machinima was trying to tell this motherfucker, calm the fuck down, we are working on it. And that wasn't the answer Phil wanted to hear. So he gave them an ultimatum, and they're like, okay, bet. And he was fired. And that's the same shit that's going on right here. Same fucking thing.
They don't actually work. Oh my God.
He hasn't learned a goddamn lesson.
It's like, come on. You gotta be a mature fucking adult and stop being a whiny little baby about this shit.
You really do.
It's like a whiny baby doesn't get their way. They didn't get their ice cream. They didn't get their flavor of ice cream that they wanted. So instead of actually dealing with the fact that they still at least have ice cream, they're gonna stand there and whine and complain while the ice cream
like a little fucking bitch.
Grow up. All right, that are the problem. So don't feel afraid. Oh my God, I'm gonna renew my membership. Is it gonna count? Yeah, it's counting. It's just that it looks like that one thing, and that the unfortunate part is that's a huge thing. 500 gifted memberships is a lot. If you do the math, I'm not even kidding. It's over $1,000.
He's itching for that money, man. It's like a fucking crackhead.
Plummets on January, so
and someone gave him $20, and he's just fiending.
And that would help to make up for that loss. And there's nothing I can really do about that. All right. So, if you want to support the channel, please do. If I get any updates on this, I hope I would. Now, yesterday during my Resident Evil 0 stream, when they hit me with the form letter response, like literally, it was 10 facts with 0 specific information, just general information that doesn't really apply to me. I responded back to the email and I said, this is not what I want. This is not help. You are basically giving me form letter stuff that doesn't apply to me. Your information is incorrect. This is a violation of your partner agreement. If you don't pay me for the gifted memberships, or if you don't give me a reason why you're not...
I forgot about this. My God, he is like practically begging them to cancel his partnership agreement. And they're like, and then he was so fucking surprised when fucking Twitch did it. Because Twitch obviously canceled his partner agreement for hateful slurs, and he got super offended and pissed off about that, but he's practically fucking begging YouTube to be like, you know what, you're too much fucking work, you're not being the partnership program anymore, your Google AdSense is gone, bye. That's what they fucking should have done, because he's just being a whiny bitch. They told you what was actually happening. He actually found the truth out for you right away. And yet he's being a little whiny bitch about it, and it's like, basically threatening them. I'm like, you work for them. They don't work for you. You do get that, right? Like, they don't actually work for you. In this scenario, they are HR and you're a peon worker. You're not the one holding YouTube up. They're not going to jump over backwards to help you because you're such a huge benefit to YouTube. You're not fucking Dr. Disrespect, Phil.
Paying me, you're actually violating the partner agreement, which is a violation of a contract in the state of California, and you're liable for it. So I want an answer. And of course, here we are, 20 hours, 22 hours, zero response. Because again, this is how YouTube operates. They probably won't respond, and then all of a sudden,
you keep biting the hand that feeds you, and they're gonna fire you eventually.
I will get a message about, oh, just so you know, those were fraudulent.
And then he will turn it like, and then he would like, suppose he actually got fired from this whole interaction, right? From this whole, like, the way he's freaking out and acting right now, because he's acting like a goddamn crackhead who's like has zero fucking money left and is jonesing for his next fix. That's how he's fucking acting. Because God forbid he didn't get that money for his extra Hogan pulls, right? But like, suppose YouTube, like, he's literally threatening YouTube, right? So YouTube's like, fuck you, we don't have to take this shit, and they cancel his partnership program on YouTube. Not to mention the fact that he would be royally fucked and freaking out, but then he wouldn't accept responsibility for that, and he would claim it's troll related. The trolls got me fired from YouTube. They're the ones that got them to cancel my partnership program with YouTube. He wouldn't take any fucking responsibility for the fact that he's acting fucking insane and refusing to accept the answers that he's given, which has hurt him before, which caused, again, going back to Machinima, that's why Machinima let him go and fired his ass, was because of the way he's acting right fucking now, and he just doesn't fucking learn his lesson. He's acting like a little fucking baby and refuses to accept the answers that are given to him. This is what we know. Here you go. It's saying you were paid for this fucking money. They don't work for you. You're not paying them money, Phil.
They'll ignore you, won't acknowledge anything, and then there's a resolution. I just got an Are you shitting me? I'm not even kidding you. I got an answer, and the answer is, of course, terrible. Hold on, because I'm about to sneeze. I'm not kidding you. As we're doing the podcast, I just got an answer. In fact, you know what? I choose not to believe you. I don't believe you. Like Ron Burgundy said, I don't believe you. I choose not to believe you. Okay, listen to this. Let's see if you like this answer. I
reject your reality, and I substitute my own. That should be just basically a saying of Phil's right there. That's Phil's fucking motto. No, you're wrong. The reality I'm living in is the correct one. Fuck you. That's not the right answer. That's basically this whole fucking video series arc in a nutshell. Is just such a fucking, like, so headstrong that he refuses to, like, acknowledge the fact that he could be wrong about something.
I think I like the answer, but at least it's an answer. I can't believe live, as I'm telling you the story, we got our answer from YouTube. And it's actually a legit answer this time. Okay?
Is it?
Are you ready? So basically, in a nutshell, because I just read it, here's what YouTube says how it works with gifted memberships, okay?
Oh, so he's paraphrasing it, so we can't trust anything of what he says.
I don't know, Gabriel. Gabriel, you're on the stream, right? There you are. Let's say you dropped a 10-member bomb on this channel.
Yeah, fuck you, Gabriel.
Okay? So, boom. Immediately in the chat, you would see 10 members have been gifted out, and it goes to these 10 people, and I would shout it out, right? Now, if those people are actively on the stream, okay, what you do, I don't know how this works. Do you claim it? When you guys get gifted a membership, do you manually claim the membership? Is there a process by which you're like, oh, you've been gifted a membership, congrats, and like click here or whatever? See, I don't know how it works. Is that what it actually says? Can you guys confirm? Because anyone who's gotten a gifted membership, can you confirm how it works? How do you get the gifted membership? So if you've ticked your box in settings, it's automatic. It shows up, you'll end up getting an email saying you got one. If you opt in, it's considered automatic. Here's what YouTube just told me, okay? Basically, what YouTube just told me is that so many memberships were gifted to the channel, all right, that basically they were assigned, but they won't count towards the channel until the person actively gets them. Now, I don't know what that means. They're calling it claimed. That's what it says here, okay? So it says, it shows that some of your gifted memberships from the previous days are claimed during later dates. That's what he just wrote me in the email, all right? So what YouTube is claiming doesn't mean this is true, because YouTube talks out of their ass all the time.
So do you.
Well, YouTube is...
And keep in mind, he doesn't have a big audience of followers. Yeah, the subscription thing says he has 202,000 subscribers, but he actually doesn't. like actively, he doesn't have that many people following him actively that much anymore. So it's entirely possible at this point, which I think actually did happen at some point, but it's entirely possible that it was more of a thing where it's like so many of his fans, like all of his fans basically had that were actively watching him at that point already had a membership. So like, no, there was no one else to give memberships to. And because he was receiving so many different memberships and everyone already had memberships, that it just kind of bounced and floated around because there's no one left to claim those memberships. And I know even like recently, like even people who aren't following or subscribed to him are still getting memberships from him. Like I know Detractor Beam got like a membership, and like I don't know if they're following it or sub to him or not. But like it got to the point where like actual detractors are starting to get memberships, which is pretty fucking funny too.
Claiming is that on the days that the 200 member bomb came in, people weren't around to claim them all. The 200 people who got them weren't there. The day when they actually claim the membership, I'll get revenue for it. Please explain.
Explain.
Please explain, because you're making me nervous. So for example, again, if Gabriel gifted 10 memberships to the channel, and the 10 people who get those gifted memberships are sitting in the chat talking, that's considered claiming it instantly, and I get revenue for it right now. But in the case of gifting 200 memberships, okay, and I'm assuming all 200 people were not on the stream to claim them, those people actively have to, I guess, log in or join a chat or do something to claim them, and then I get paid for it. That's what YouTube is telling me. So what YouTube is saying is, if you look at some future dates of your revenue, you'll notice that 1 or 2 days you've got a boosted revenue, and that's because some of the more memberships got claimed. So essentially, they're saying you should get credit for all the gifted memberships, but it's going to take a while, especially if with those 500 people, those aren't people who watch your content all the time. They have to actually actively show up and log in and everything, and then you'll get credit. That's what YouTube is telling me right now. Okay? And yes, for Helgen,
oh, you did the ear thing.
That does
mean I
mean
hate that.
you can get a gifted membership without being on the stream. For Helgen, to answer your question, that does mean, okay?
Yeah, right there. You see that?
Then you'll get
oh,
credit.
I went too far
That's
back.
what YouTube is telling me right now.
Watch his ears.
Okay?
That.
And yes, for Helgen, to answer your question, that does mean you can get a gifted membership without being on the stream for sure. There could be someone who's like hasn't been on the stream for a while and gets a gifted membership, and if they don't claim it, then I don't get credit for it. That's what YouTube is saying. Sarah says, makes sense. It's rare you have over 500 viewers. True. It's probably not enough active viewers to claim that amount of memberships. You're probably right. So basically what YouTube is saying is, we'll divvy them out, but the person actually has to log in, show up, and then it has to apply to the account, and then you'll get paid. So here it is a week later. And perhaps that first member bomb of 200, right? It got applied, but maybe half those people didn't log into their accounts or haven't been on my channel, so they don't get them. So if they don't get them, I don't get paid for it.
The blind old peers.
Show me the money. So this is at least we got an answer. Do you like the answer? I don't know if I like the answer. I think that at least I have an answer. I'm glad that I got an answer. I don't think I like the answer, though.
So let me keep badgering them.
Someone paid for those memberships. The money was taken. Those memberships were divvied out. I don't care if anyone ever logs into their account to claim it. I should get credit for it. Right? From what I'm going to understand, and I think the only
we just don't have enough actual viewers
that could really answer this, I know this would be weird, would be Only Iced Coffee. Because when gifted memberships began, I think it was like 2.5 years ago, or 1.5 years ago. Only Iced Coffee was the first person to buy them. And you know what happened when he I guess, well, at this point, they bought them? Sorry, because I believe they're transitioning, and I think at that point...
So, like, really quick, what, like, Phil absolutely refuses to call OIC female pronouns. Absolutely refuses. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't like OIC, and I honestly, at this point, think they are only doing it for attention, and they aren't a legitimate trans person. That's my feelings. Whatever. So I don't really care if I misgender them or not. But from Philip's perspective, like OIC they're not like a huge supporter of Phil. So in Phil's mind, you would think that Phil would want to respect OIC because OIC is the one that's given him, like, basically OIC is like one of like maybe 2 or 3 people that's like keeping him from like living on the fucking streets at this point, right? So you would think you would want to like be respectful at least to that person. But Phil can't, like, still, even after all that, he can't actively bring himself to call OIC by female pronouns. Even though he knows OIC is transitioning into a woman. or however you want to call it, they're like a trans woman at this point, right? And he will still default to they because they is easier to say in his mind than she. So he can't call OIC she because like he's still a like end of the day he's still a fucking bigot. He's still a piece of shit. And he probably like honestly, if it wasn't for OIC transitioning, he like if it was some lesser pay pig that was doing that, he would probably have said some bullshit about like trans people and how like I don't think it's legitimate or some other thing and insult them horribly. But because it's OIC, he's trying to pretend to be respectful. But you can tell he still doesn't believe that or is not respectful to trans people in general and doesn't think it's a legitimate thing.
If it was he, but now it's she, so now I have no idea what to say, and now I probably look like a jackass no matter what I say, so I'm just gonna say they, okay?
First there's he and now it's she, so I don't know what to say. Well, you would probably call her she then. Since you just said that it's now she, you would call her she then. Correct? If you're trying to be respectful to them, you would call her she and use female pronouns because that's what they want. Phil?
Okay.
That complicated.
So, if Only Iced Coffee was the first person to buy gifted memberships, you know what happened? They got refunded. Now, I don't know if they all got refunded, if some got refunded, because what happened was people had to sign up for the memberships first to say, oh, I approve them, I'll accept them, and no one had because it had just launched. So, they got refunded. But did they get refunded for all? Did some get refunded? How did it work? Because I'm sorry, but I'll be honest with you. I'll be pretty upset if people are supporting my channel, buying gifted memberships, and YouTube keeps the money and doesn't refund it if they don't get assigned, right? That doesn't make sense to me at all. It's like, I don't care if anyone ever uses the membership. The whole point of gifted memberships is to help the streamer, right? That's the point. You're trying to help the community, help the streamer. Even if you buy 100 gifted memberships.
Wow, that is some unhinged shit. The whole point of these gifted memberships is to give me money. Not so that I can give back to the community or give some benefits to my dedicated viewers or anything. No, no, no. The whole point of gifted memberships is to give me money. Me! Like, Jesus Christ, the greed.
Over 30, what happens to them? Just fucking give them out anyway. You know what I mean? Even if a person never uses it, it should still count. I don't like that, right? I think that's nonsense. But again, I don't run YouTube, and the people in charge over there do whatever they want.
Thank God you don't run YouTube either. No one would be on YouTube anymore.
Who use the site. That's another thing that I've known.
If you ran YouTube, no one would be on YouTube anymore.
The way they run that site is based on a behind-the-scenes weird coding mentality. They don't actually do like they have book smarts and no street smarts, right?
Oh my God! Stop!
The technicality.
Stop with the fucking book smarts, street smarts. You don't have either one, Phil. You don't have street smarts. You don't have book smarts. Well, it's from the mean streets of Connect. No, you were fucking a mama's boy. Shut the fuck up.
Understand the day-to-day use of the site. So people who actually use the site every day say that doesn't make sense. You're changing something on the site. It doesn't make sense this way. Do it this way, and they're like, huh? They don't even understand how the site works, and they're the ones who run it.
Sure, they don't.
Oh my God, he's drinking gin. I find, and this is no.
Gotta love that strobe effect there. What the hell was that? All right, next up we got Snort.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
I want to play this off, so I don't know why it stroked out that way. What the hell was that?
I got the drip.
Oh, it was Pippa.
My post-nasal drip is bad. For some reason, the last few days, my sinuses and my post-nasal drip have been really bad. This morning, my whole left sinus was swollen again. It finally went down, but now the drip hasn't stopped. It's really, really annoying
drip.
today.
Oh no, the drip.
And I apologize for that. I think it's because it's been so cold recently. The heat in this house is on constantly. Like, it's almost never off. So because of that, the air is so dry and stagnant that it's killing my sinuses, you know? So anyway, that's what's going on right now. Just so you guys know, that's what's going on.
Fucking Grinch game.
If you haven't yet. Some of those videos look really good compared to the originals. Like, I'm blown away at how good they look when they've upscaled to 1440p resolution, 60 frames.
Why does it still have Call of Duty downloaded or installed? Like, when was the last time he even played Call of Duty? Been quite a while.
Good evening. By the way,
and he hasn't Fallout 3 still installed too. Like, is he planning on replaying Fallout 3 sometime soon? I wouldn't be surprised if he does another bullshit Bethesda playthrough that lasts like half the fucking year. Oh my God, that's so annoying.
Here's how YouTube works.
Those ones.
When you issue a member bomb on any channel, this one or otherwise, what it'll do is find accounts that have watched your content before. But it doesn't verify if that account is active. It doesn't verify if that account has watched your stuff recently. It just looks for someone who's been in your stream chat, essentially. Now, those accounts have to be actively ready to accept a membership. If not, when that person goes and logs into that account or whatever, they have to actively accept it. If someone doesn't do that, you don't get credit for the membership, despite the fact that the channel claims you have it, and it announces it in the chat. So remember that day or those days when I got those hundreds of gifted memberships and it was like ding, 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 ding for like an hour, 2 hours? That meant nothing. Those people didn't necessarily get those memberships. It shows on my channel, but I didn't get paid for it. And I'm not going to get
fake memberships,
okay?
dude.
It's complete nonsense. So I'm just going to say it's this simple. It's this simple. Right now, I wouldn't even recommend gifting memberships to my channel. I would say if you want to support the channel, please do a super chat or a tip. Because right now, if you gift memberships to the channel, I might not get anything from them at all. They might say, oh, there's no one to give them to or whatever, and then you get refunded and I get nothing. So how stupid is that? Because now, it's no exaggeration, someone last week, whoever this Nikita person was, wanted to gift 400 memberships to this channel. 400. You know what that is? That's over $1,000 of revenue for me, which by rights I should have. I'm not going to get it because of the way YouTube
One
works.
ban.
That's pretty messed up. You know, we never actually had that happen before. Hart says that they have to log in or enable it. The thing is, if they've never gotten a gifted membership before, they've probably never enabled it. You know what I mean? Probably never did it. So they'd have to log in and actively see they have the gifted membership and accept it the first time, and then they could set it up to say, oh, auto accept from now on. But without doing that step, they don't get it, and I get no credit for it. So yeah, I mean, there's no exaggeration, about 300 to 400 members last week that I'm never getting paid for. I think that's bullshit. I don't know how YouTube could take a payment, and then because of the way that their coding works, decide arbitrarily that you don't get it and take it away from you when it says it's on your channel. Like right now, it shows I have 1,147 members, but out of that, no exaggeration, 300 to 400 members aren't real. What kind of a business is that, right? That's complete bullshit.
So you're mad at YouTube for you not having enough viewers to claim the membership. Am I correct in that? Like, why should you get paid for memberships that aren't being claimed, Phil? That makes no fucking sense. That makes even worse sense than how it's actually working. Like, no, you shouldn't get money for that.
Anyway, yeah,
no one claims
like,
it.
Literally right now,
and I love how it's just also going to show that however many subs he actually does have, subscriptions, not memberships, of like 220,000 or 202,000 or however many subs he actually has, are meaningless numbers. Most of those are probably long fucking dead accounts. He does not have nowhere near that many people actually watching him anymore.
Wanted to gift memberships, gift small, like gift increments of 5 or 10, because hopefully those will get divvied out to a few people in chat and they'll count. Or don't give memberships at all right now. Do a super chat or a tip. Until we get members way back down to what it said that they were, which was what, like 600, there's no guarantee that any gifted membership will actually go to someone. It could just sit in limbo for weeks and then go away and you get your money back. It wastes everybody's time. So, yeah, what a great way that YouTube works, huh? That's trash. Good evening, Derek. It's good to have you here. You're not working on your laptop? That's weird. All right, we can see you on your phone. All right, it's time to boot her up, guys. So again, guys, a couple quick things. Number one, if you could check out DSP Throwback, it's now a partner channel. If you like the content over there, consider doing a super thanks on a video that's eligible or maybe becoming a member. That would help support the channel right now.
Wait, why? Like, he was just bitching about how, like, fucking members for how fucking long. Now he's like, oh, by the way, my third channel, which is a total fucking waste of time and money and investment, is now monetized. So you can get memberships there. Just don't get memberships here anymore, though, guys. Like, what the fuck?
We're trying to get enough views to get ads on the videos, and we're getting there, but not yet. And number two, tonight, if you want to support tonight's stream, I would recommend either if you're going to become a member, that would be nice, or if you're going to do a small member bomb, that would be nice, or a super chat or a tip. I am trying to hit a $50 tips goal every stream, all right? But big member bombs, I would be against right now. Why? Because the way YouTube's member bomb system works, it doesn't actually count those members for some odd reason, if it doesn't think it has enough people to divvy them out to, like, live. So I didn't get any out of the 400 plus gifted memberships I got last week. I got credit for none of them. I'm never going to get paid for those.
Lip-licking
so
pig,
them,
but that's a detractor.
Get a big refund from YouTube.
Beg harder.
Terrible,
I need a good laugh.
So don't waste your time buying big member
bombs. You got to
beg
hard.
Okay? It's pretty stupid.
Name of this movie is Beg Hard.
Music and everything. Okay. Interesting music. All right, let's get started. Okay, everyone, good evening.
I got the drip, go. I got the drip, go.
And bye, motherfucker. Motherfucker.
Brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan.
Drip,
Snort, snort.
I got the drip, go.
So I think I've covered everything at this point. So you guys know the deal. I'm someone who makes a living out of stream contributions. Not all.
Yeah, I think they know who you are.
And the like. I don't have any paid promotions. No product codes to enter in to get a discount and give me a kickback. It's all about me making content and you guys liking it so much that you support it. Please consider supporting.
You're still shitting on people that do that? Jesus Christ.
Gifting memberships, super chats or super stickers, or tips. Currently, I'd like to hit $50 in tips on this stream. That's always my goal.
I'm sure you would like
when
that.
I do, any kind of a stream on YouTube, and sometimes we hit it and sometimes we don't. It's great what we do. It helps a lot. It'd be great if we can get around maybe like anywhere from 8 to 10 members today. Would help boost, the channel a bit. Okay. Speaking of that, I think it's time to now get to the subject at hand that everyone wants to know about. Right? Let's do it. Let's talk about it, because finally I have my definitive answer of what's been going on.
Let's have a chat.
This last week and a half with these member bombs. All right. So
okay.
Let's
what's going on?
What I'm talking about, so you get the full story.
Argentina?
OP Boone will timestamp this video with AI, and this will be the start of the story of the member bomb nonsense that's been going on, because I finally got all the answers.
Were you there, guys? Were you there in the Argentina member bomb crisis of 2024? I was there. Were you there? I was there. We were all there. We were there. This is going to be like one of those, where were you when 9/11 happened? Where were you when JFK got shot? Where were you when the towers fell? I was here watching Phil Burnell.
Why do I have all the answers? Because people can't keep their mouths shut. Seriously. Most of the time, when these kind of things happen, if people just kept their mouths shut, no one would ever figure them out.
Including you.
They just gotta brag.
Including you, motherfucker. You're the biggest one to say that. If you would shut the fuck up, most of us detractors would have hardly anything to talk about. But you can't help but talk about yourself, because you're a narcissist.
Stroke their e-penis on forums somewhere. The big ass.
Yep, that's what I'm doing right now, right? Just jerking it.
And so because of that,
no,
all this stuff finally comes to light. And now the reason I'm telling this story is twofold. Number one, I do want you guys to know what's really going on. But number two, I feel like this is a cautionary tale for anyone right now who's making content.
Cautionary tale.
It might actually affect other sites as well. But right now, I'm only aware of this being something going on YouTube. Okay, so allow me to explain. Last week, on the 7th of January, I received 200 gifted memberships from someone named Nikita. This is someone who I'd never spoken with before, had no idea who they were. No one had any idea who they were. But it was 4 bombs of 50.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. You got a fucking Inquisition every single fucking person that donates to his stream now. It's so fucking pathetic. It's like, who are you? Are you a troll? You gotta, like, interrogate them. Yeah, like, with the good cop, bad cop routine and shine a bright light in their face, like, have you ever been to a Detractor channel? Do you know Snort Burnell or Snout Horgan? Do you know fucking Duty or Tevin? Do you?
50 memberships,
Jesus
counting,
Christ.
totaling 200 that day, and everyone was stoked because they got divvied out. People actually received them, and they were using their emotes, and they had the tags and badges and everything, and everyone was super excited for this. Like, wow, this is neat. Obviously, I was happy. I love it when my community gets rewarded like that. It's one thing if I get a contribution, because that directly helps me in the business. But when the community also makes out, that's really cool. And I knew.
No, he just cares about the money.
People were going to enjoy having access to the emotes and the badges and everything. You were going to have.
They don't have access to anything, Phil.
Great. Oh, wow, feeling of community and.
Wow, they get a bullshit badge.
The next day, January 8th, I receive another member bomb.
And it's like the badges aren't even about Phil. It's just a random ass boring crown that you can find anywhere. You Google an image of a crown, it'll be one of these fucking boring ass crowns. That's it. Like, yeah, he has like 4 or 5 different dumbass emotes, but again, like, who gives a shit? It's not that big a deal. It's not worth $5 a month. That's for damn sure.
From the same person. Now, I just want you to think about this. My memberships in the United States cost $3.99 each. So this person buying 400 members in 2 days essentially just spent, think about how much money they just spent. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money. I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of money that they just spent, right? And you got to wonder, is it really legit? Did they just spend over $1,000?
1,000.
You always got to ask, because it's a difference between if it's someone you know, if it's someone who's a regular in the chat, and they've been here for years, and they're a long-standing fan, and they say, I just want to help
for
out.
someone who begs a lot, he sure is choosy, isn't he? Like, beggars can't be choosers, you know what I mean? Like, ain't that the saying? Am I saying that wrong? Beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, like, you can't be picky. Like, when you're begging online, like a filthy fucking bum outside on the sidewalk, you can't really be all that picky about where the money's coming from, right? Like, you would think so.
Everyone, here we go. Then I would immediately trust it. But as you guys know, I've been through the ringer over the years. I've seen so many
almost like this isn't a very dependable source of income, yeah, Phil.
Crimes committed against me in attempts to try to fuck with me and my business and my livelihood. And so whenever I see something like this,
$1,200 buys a lot of Ferrero Rocher chocolates. I agree, that is quite a bit of chocolate. But those are some fucking good chocolate.
Right? I tend to be very skeptical. Now, I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, right? But at the same time, you gotta wonder. So basically, after a couple of days, I started looking at my YouTube revenue, and no
Honey, I've lost the car, but DSP is rich.
400 gifted memberships. To which I'm like, now I'm skeptical. I'm like, how could I have gotten 400 memberships, but no real increase in income those 2 days? It doesn't seem to make sense, right? And some people were starting to say things like, oh, well, maybe what it was these people were from another country, like Nikita, whoever Nikita is. Maybe Nikita is from another country, and in their country, memberships cost something different. So maybe you did get paid, but you got paid less than what you would have thought. So instead of making, you know, if it's a $4 membership, I would have made like $2.50 a membership, but maybe not. Maybe in their country, it's way cheaper. So maybe you made like $1 a membership instead. Can you confirm that? And I looked. No, I didn't even get that. Like, I didn't get $400 for 400 memberships. Like, no, there's like nothing there, right? So I'm like, definitely that can't be it either. So what could it be, right?
In Argentina, it's cheap as fuck.
January 10th.
Street Fighter 6 jury.
And on January 10th, I get gifted another 100 memberships, this time from someone whose name is Duty. Now, at this point, I'm skeptical. I'm like, since those first 400 memberships didn't seem to count for anything, could these be real? So I go check this person's YouTube channel, all right? And their YouTube channel has existed since 2021, so it's not a new, like, dummy account, but they definitely changed the name. The name was something different previous. I couldn't tell what it was, but you could tell they had just changed the name to say Duty. Now, here's the thing. As you know, one of my detractors' names is Duty, or Duty Streams or something. I mean, what a big-brained fucking person to name themselves Duty. I mean, you're a real fucking genius, right? You can name yourself anything.
Well, you're the one who talks about fucking shit and scat and fart and eating shit out of my ass and all this stuff. Oh, we're getting to the whole spoon thing. But it's like, oh, shit and ass and all this other stuff. And I think it's a take on Call of Duty, actually. Like, D-U-T-Y, obviously, Call of Duty. So, like, that's the whole joke there. And you obviously have a fucking scat fetish, so it's like a double entendre, you know.
On the planet, and you name yourself after fecal matter. That's pretty impressively smart, isn't it? Anyway, so I'm thinking this person is probably trying to spoof my detractor. Maybe even give him like a razz, right? So I'm looking at it, I'm like, you know, this one even more than Nikita is probably questionable. Because now you can tell this is an account that just changed their name. They changed it purposefully to a detractor's name, right? But the thing was, the memberships went out, and people got them, and people had all the benefits. It wasn't like these memberships went out, people were like, oh, I have, they're fake. I can't use the emotes, I can't use, no, they all worked. Okay?
But yeah, from here on out, he'll keep calling them fake memberships when they are legit real memberships that his fans got to use. So it's not like they were actually fake. But from here on out, he starts referring them as fake memberships, I believe.
Okay. So within 3 days, a 4-day span, I'd gotten 500 gifted memberships on this channel, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, as you know, the weekend happened and all of that. My day off happened last week and everything. And I come back to streams this week, and I basically told you guys at the beginning of the week, it's weird that it's not recording any income for those gifted memberships. And now there's 500 of them. And none of them are recorded as revenue. And I'm like, something definitely gives here, right? In the meantime, someone else came on these streams by the name of X-Hooligan. And this person did a series of super chats as well as 50 gifted memberships. But this person started speaking in Spanish. And then we were using Google Translate to try to figure out what they were saying. Well, one of the things that they said, all right, was something like...
Yeah, so basically it was a Spanish Inquisition. This guy is giving me money and is talking a weird language. We need to get us a translator over here to figure out what the fuck this asshole's saying. I can't just say thank you for the shit and continue on. No. We gotta figure this out.
Oh, so I like your content, but I have to go poop. You mean like duty? You see what I mean? So
it's a massive conspiracy. Get the red string out. We gotta tape him from here to there. This guy said shit, and that ties in with this Duty guy, but it also ties in with Duty streams, and this whole thing's a plot by the Illuminati to cull the weak and One World Order and all this other shit.
This guy is probably the same person. Right? But now they're pushing the envelope even further. Not only are they doing fake gifted memberships of some kind, but now they're actually...
God, like, this makes detractors sound so fucking lame. Like, No, like, you know what I mean? Like, this makes Detractor sound so fucking lame. Poop, fart jokes. All Detractors just over here going like, yeah, it's funny because it's poop. Like, when really that's just Phil. Like, that's Phil in a nutshell. It's like, hey, sketch joke, funny. Oh my god.
Trying to get attention on the streams as well by
So
doing
fucking
super
lame.
chats and getting me to respond. Do you understand? So, at
Probably
first,
someone
I
pretending
was
to be.
responding positively to this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But this person, after a couple days, kept doing these super chats in Spanish, and after a while, I started to see a pattern brewing, okay? And basically, after seeing that pattern, I kind of started to figure out what might have been going on. Because there's something that happens here on YouTube that, to my knowledge, is an exploit. I don't know if it's actually, like, purposeful or legal. It seems to be an exploit. What is an exploit? An exploit means that someone has found a loophole in a system that should not exist and was not part of the original design of the system, yet they found a way to use it for personal gain or benefit.
Oh, teach us more,
okay?
DSP.
And you might say, exploit, well, what's the exploit?
Oh,
all right?
What is it, Phil?
So here's what I'm to understand, and people can correct me on this, because I only know of this from people.
Get your Argentinian flags ready, people.
Basically last night, where I found out through someone contacting me and telling me, this always happens too. People contact me behind the scenes.
A glitch in the matrix, sure.
We found out what really is going on. For example, when I got kicked out of Twitch, the partner program 2.5 years ago, now it's almost 3 years ago. At first, I had no clue what happened, and Twitch wouldn't respond. And then someone behind the scenes contacted me and sent me all the information and said, here's literally the anti-DSP.
Bullshit. 100% bullshit code. No one sent fucking Twitch a whole fucking packet of anti-DSP shit. No, it was 100% his fault. He was constantly being banned for hateful slurs. Like, there was this one point he was supposed to be permanently banned from Twitch, and then it got reinstated in a fucking day or two when he was supposed to be permanently banned. So don't give me that bullshit, Phil. That's garbage, and you can't even prove it. If that happened, if someone actually reached out to you behind the scenes and gave you a packet, let's see it. Show us the fucking email of this person reaching out. But then again, he could easily just create that out of nothing. It's not that hard to fake an email that's being sent to you, Phil. Oh my god, it's such bullshit. No one did that. You did it yourself. You got yourself demonetized and departnered from Twitch. That was your fault. And you're still fucking pissed about it 3 years later. Actually, it might be 4 years now.
Campaign that was sent to Twitch to make you look awful. Obviously, it's completely false and out of context. It was
well, obviously it's not false because we're not just making shit up. Even if this did happen, it's real. Those are real things that DSP actually said. And you can go and you can look it up. Context has nothing to do with that, though, Phil. You could look at the context. It doesn't make it any better. If you want, go back to the whole side-scrollers thing. When he gave them context of, oh, the sheriff was evil, that didn't make the joke of, like, take her off to the slave trade. That didn't make that joke any better, Phil. It still sounded horribly racist because it is. Context doesn't add anything extra to it. It's still you being a total asshole and using hateful slurs.
It was like a compilation of my worst moments of like 15 years.
But he can't accept responsibility for his own actions, and that's the case.
Because if they didn't, and someone complained, then how would they pretend like they're woke? Because of the stuff you've said over the years, right?
What?
So, like, wow. So basically, I got punished for things I did like 10, 15 years ago because...
Or things you said not even a whole year ago. Things you continue to say this fucking day.
...gone fully woke, and they don't want anyone who's ever said risque commentary on their site, despite the fact I've been partnered with them for ages, and they never had an issue with it before, and I don't do it now. That's very interesting.
You still do it now, Phil. You still fucking do.
So anyway, that's just one example. So someone sent me information.
Portfolio of hate.
There's this person who's bragging stupidly on various forums.
But gee, you wonder where DSP's political ties lay. And again, this isn't a political fucking video. And the side scrollers video was not meant to be that political. It was meant to more show how they're pandering to a certain audience and being political. And there's nothing wrong with right and left as long as you're not a super extremist on either side, okay? But it's obvious that, like, I know he loves to pretend that he's fucking a centrist and in the middle and fence-sitting and everything else, but he's very clearly a Republican. And there's nothing wrong with being a Republican. It matches a lot of his core beliefs. And that's fine. But what I don't get is why he pretends to fence-sit on shit when it's pretty clearly he's more on one side than the other side, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why he pretends not to be. Like, just fucking admit it. Like, okay, you're a Republican. There's nothing wrong with being a Republican, Phil.
About doing this to you, all right? And what it is this exploit. Is that what they do? Is
X
they
gonna
use
give it to ya.
VPN. If you don't know what that is, it means it's basically a way to make it look like you are in a certain region or country of the world, even though you're not. It's a way to get around if like an IP address is blocked in your country, you can use a VPN to still access that IP address. It protects your identity in a way.
Was gonna say that's all pre-Twitch content.
What people
No,
have
it
found
was
is that
not.
there's particular countries where if you go to YouTube under that country, okay, that location,
Everyone knows where VPN
YouTube's
is.
pricing is completely wrong. It's not that the pricing is cheaper, it's that it's just fucking wrong. Okay? Now, I don't know specifically what countries it is.
Conversion
apparently
rates.
one of them is a Spanish-speaking country. Okay? So if you
With
log...
a
so for
peso, possibly?
example, right now, if you're in the United States and you want to become a member of DSP Gaming, it's $3.99. That's the pricing that I'm able to control. And that's it. I don't control international pricing. YouTube does. So apparently people found a way to use a VPN to pretend like they live in another country. And when they do that, it changes all the pricing of everything on YouTube. Completely wrong. It's not a correct rate. Like some people say, oh, it's exchange rates. No, it's not. It's an exploit. YouTube's pricing is fucked up for certain countries, and it's not right. So basically what this person did is they used a VPN to log in as another country, and they went and bought hundreds of memberships for like pennies, right? So think about this. They bought 50 memberships, and if they did that in the United States, that would be like $4 times 50. That's $200. They were able to get it for like 50 cents because it's fucked up. It's completely broken.
Mm-hmm.
So they bought 200, then they used another account, they bought 100, and now this EX Hooligan did it and did 50. 550 memberships purchased via a VPN exploit that should not exist and has incorrect pricing, and they bought 550 memberships for like $2. So you might be like, so why didn't I see the revenue? Well, I did. I made $2 on all those memberships. So how would I even have known that's what it was? There's no way you could record that and it would make any sense.
Womp,
How would you know?
womp, womp.
Right? So to confirm this, there's been super chats that have been coming in from people, and they look huge. For example, someone will do a super chat and it'll be red, and red means it's the highest tier of super chat. Okay? You're like, whoa, it's a red super chat. That means it's very valuable.
Exactly. It's because those are third world countries, and $4 USD is essentially like a whole week's or a whole month's worth of fucking money of payment there. So like, they're not going to charge these people $4 for a membership if that's like basically how much they earn in a fucking week, Phil. Oh, I just got paid my whole ass fucking paycheck. I'm gonna buy one membership USD. Like, no, that's not. They obviously it's low because their economy is low. They don't get paid a whole lot, so it doesn't make sense to charge them a whole month's worth of fucking wages for one membership. It's not an error wrong.
But when you actually currency convert it from whatever the Spanish currency is that the super chat is, and you convert it to USD, it's like $1 or less. So yeah, it's basically
it's
YouTube
one didgeridoo.
They have this glitch or exploit, a hole in the system where people are working around, where they live and buying things on YouTube insanely cheap. And apparently it's not just me. Apparently this has been going on for months. Like, people have been going to YouTube streamers and dropping hundreds of gifted memberships on their channels, and then people are like, oh my god, this is amazing. This could be like life-changing money for me. You just gave me $1,000, and then they make like 25 cents. And they're like, huh? I want you to think about how fucked up that is. Now, here's the thing. Me, it's not that huge of a deal. I'm not dependent on or expecting to get that kind of crazy income out of gifted memberships, right?
But you are! You fucking are! How long have I been live? I've been live for over an hour, Phil. And for that past hour, you were expecting, begging, whining, and bitching that you didn't get the full amount of money for those fucking memberships that you deserved. Because you fucking earned it, apparently, right? You fucking earned all that money. And you were begging and crying about it. So clearly you do fucking depend on that fucking money. So don't fucking try to pretend otherwise. You depend on it for your Hogan polls, but you still depend on it.
Imagine someone, like, they're a small-time streamer, and they're sitting here, and they're live streaming, and someone comes on their stream and says, oh, I'm going to be like a, what do they call that? Like a philanthropist. I'm just dropping on random YouTube streams today, and I'm helping people, right? So here we go. I'm just going to gift you, and they gift 500.
And apparently, if that does happen to other people, they're still happy that they got any kind of money for free, mind you, for free. They still got some kind of money for it, and they're happy that their audience now can benefit from it. But you don't give a shit about that. All you care about is money. You don't give a shit about your audience, the quality of your streams, or anything like that. You don't care.
100 memberships to their community, and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe this is like life-changing money for me, and it doesn't count. They don't get it. They get a quarter.
But how come no one else is
Like,
complaining about it then? Huh,
so
Phil?
now here's the deal.
You're the only one complaining about this.
Basically, you might say, well, how is this allowed? It's not. It doesn't matter how much YouTube pretends like it is. It's not, because it's an exploit. The difference would be if this was correct. If this was a proper like currency conversion, then it would be correct.
Which
but
it
it's
is.
Not. It's not a proper currency conversion. It's an
How do you know
exploit.
that?
So in
How do
reality,
you know? Did you look
when
into
people
it, Phil? Did you go to a currency converter and see how much? Okay, fine. Let's just try it now. Let's just fuck it. You know, it's like, okay, Google, currency. So what did he say? It was like $4 USD is 3,332 Argentinian pesos. Now, I don't have a VPN, and I'm not going to bother going and doing all that, but so yeah, that's probably more than they fucking $4 USD is probably more than they make at least in a week, if not a whole month. But I mean, I don't know how much they get paid there or anything like that, but yeah, it sounds about right. So like, obviously, I don't fucking know. He's an idiot.
do this, they're breaking the law, and YouTube, every time that they enable this,
Breaking
also
the
is
law.
kind of breaking their own terms of service, or not terms of service, excuse me, their own partnership contract, okay? If this becomes a huge thing on YouTube, and this starts happening en masse to tons of YouTubers, that's a lawsuit against YouTube. And they're going to have a hard time defending themselves. They are, because this is a problem. This is a giant hole where people can just lie and buy things on the cheap, and that affects people's businesses, right? Imagine if you were running a restaurant, and someone walked into your restaurant and says, well, I have a coupon that says that I get everything on the menu for a nickel. Like, what the fuck is this? Hey, you got to honor the coupon, tough shit, right? No, that's bullshit. I'm not going to give you everything for free. What are you, out of your fucking mind? But, you know, again, here's the problem.
Well, that's another analogy totally fucking wrong. But guess what, Phil? In grocery stores, they actually have to honor not competitors' coupons, but like general manufacturer coupons. Honor those as long as it's for the right item, and as long as it's still within date and not expired. They have to honor manufacturer coupons. So you're wrong, even though it's a bad analogy that's incorrect. You're technically wrong there. Now for restaurants, no, it has to be that restaurant's or fast food places coupon in order for it to work. But for grocery stores, they have to accept manufacturer coupons if it works. But they have made measures to where you can't do those extreme couponing things. Because before, like, you remember, like, there used to be like a show about those extreme couponing, which like people come in with stacks and stacks of couponing, and like there are limits to where I think you can only have like 4 coupons per item, and we're not allowed to give any cash back after the fact or whatever. Like they fixed that, so you can't do that shit anymore. But still,
YouTube, like I already told you earlier, talking to YouTube support, you might as well talk to the painting behind me, because I will get a better response from the
I mean, it's a shitty painting.
To YouTube support. And I have an example of this, okay? About 2 years ago.
Oh, Lord.
I found that there was a huge bug on YouTube. I found it myself because I was clicking around and doing stuff, and, you know, I was like, oh my God, this is a humongous liability for YouTube. If they don't fix this, this could break the site. So I contacted YouTube support.
This bug he's talking about is the fact that YouTube allows people to change their name. That is the huge site-breaking bug. Even though he himself has told and suggested that his fans and followers create sock accounts to avoid being bullied and to not put their own name and change the names. So he told his own fans to change your name on your YouTube account, so you avoid being bullied and doxxed and all this shit. That same thing that he was telling his fans to do is all of a sudden now some YouTube breaking bug that would fucking destroy all of YouTube somehow. but he was telling his fans to do it. So like that makes no fucking sense.
And I gave them step-by-step instructions on how it works. Screen captures, everything. YouTube argued with me for 2 weeks that I was wrong. 2 weeks. And I kept telling them, no, I'm not. Here's the evidence. I don't want to hear you give me a form letter. I don't want to hear this bullshit. This is a huge site exploit. You need to fix it. So after 2 weeks of me hammering them and saying it's real, give it to someone to review, YouTube support closed my conversation, and I didn't hear from them again, and within 1 month, it was fixed. They closed the problem. They repaired it behind the scenes.
Did they? Because I think I could still change my name on my channel if I really wanted to. And I'm pretty sure that was the case. That was the thing he was talking about. Like, I can still change my name, so I don't know quite what you're talking about there, Phil.
Okay? So, it's not that YouTube doesn't fix these issues. It's that they drag their feet when they do, and they fight you. Because they actually think they're so smart.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
There's no way that they could possibly have an issue like this on the site. Like, no way, man. An exploit like that, there's no way that exists. We're smarter than that. We're all Ivy League trained. We're all professional brainiacs over here at Google.
And here comes the whole class system, and going back to the whole fact that he's super pissed off he didn't get into a fucking Ivy League college because he really thinks that he was smart enough that he deserved to be in an Ivy League fucking college. Can you imagine this moron who literally gets like everyday words and phrases mixed up for another one and tries to be smart and fucking do like uncouth, like what was it, be couth or something, he said something that isn't even a real fucking word recently, and I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was like uncouth or be like something like that. I don't remember exactly, but it was like it wasn't even a real fucking word. I'm like,
we
no.
fucking eat pomegrapples and slide down slides and do Pilates during one of our fucking classes during our workday. There's no possible way that we could have a problem with the site. You're out of your mind. But then come to find out, every time people are right, and then they fix the problems behind the scenes, right? So this is definitely a problem right now. Now here's the thing. Now I'm aware of it. And when I see people come in here and I see these super chats and things coming out, I'm just going to ban these people on site and not even respond. So if you notice, you know, a super chat comes in and it's, you know, a foreign currency and it's someone saying something stupid, I'm just going to ban and just move on with my day and ignore them. All right. Now, I can't stop people from using a site exploit. There's nothing I can do about that. I can't make YouTube fix the fucking problem. All right.
So basically, if you're out of the country and not in the US and you're trying to give him money, you're instantly banned. How is this not going to be portrayed as racism, though? Yeah, like, it's not an exploit, first of all. It's just the proper fucking conversion rate. So it's like, what if they were honestly a fan of his and honestly wanted to give some fucking memberships or tips or whatever? You're going to fucking just outright ban them just for supporting you? For supporting you, you're going to ban them. That seems a little racist just because of where they're from, Phil.
I would think that now that I've talked about this publicly, that it would become knowledge that people would want to fix. But again, no one listens to Darksydephil. To me, I'm no one, right? I'm nobody. I'm some idiot. There's no possible way that I could know.
Bye, King Be Cruel. You're not there anymore, are you? That's the next video. Because, little sneak preview there. King Be Cruel, King Be Bitch, said something that hurt DSP's feels, and he went on a whole rant against one of his longtime pay pigs. Longtime pay pigs, member for 32 months. Standard supporter. And now he's a detractor. Now he's in with us. Because you shit on him for something that wasn't even all that egregious, but it hurt his little feels. But that's an upcoming video.
Know anything about this or know anything important. So obviously, you know, me saying this, I might as well be telling this story to this painting, because the rest of the internet treats me like a dumb meme rather than a human who knows shit, because I've been around the block for 15 fucking years. I know what I'm talking about. I might as well tell Mega Man about it. Maybe Mega Man will throw the Shadow Blade at YouTube and fix the problem, right? But you would definitely hope that someone would listen and try to fix this problem, okay? So if more fake stuff comes in, there's nothing I can do about it, all right? But I can wholeheartedly tell you, after investigating the situation, after having basically looked at forum posts and all the evidence, I have 550 fake memberships on the channel right now. They're not real. No one paid for them.
Yeah, what if it is I know he's probably being stupid, but what if it's an honest Argentinian farmer trying to support you, dude? Oh, banned.
No,
Get
it's
cucked,
good that you guys have the benefits from it.
I'm greedy.
That's amazing. But the problem is, the whole point of this leaderboard down here is to show how I'm doing support-wise on a stream, correct? And when you see 1,147 memberships, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Wow, that's a lot of members. Phil's doing really good for himself, right? That's not true. That's a misconception based on 500 memberships.
Idiot.
I'm not going to get paid for it. Okay? So that's not right. Because now what will happen is people will come by and look at that and say, wow, Phil's doing well off for himself. He's got tons of support. He doesn't need help today. I'll come back in a couple weeks maybe when things are slower and I'll help him then. And that's bullshit. I make my living on that. This is my main income down here. You understand? There's no behind-the-scenes agreements that I have with companies to pay me to shield their products. This is what I make.
No, you have behind-the-scene agreements with some whales, though, Phil. You have behind-the-scene agreements with 1 Minute Man and Only Iced Coffee, though, don't you?
Concretely. All right? So, enough is enough.
And they're basically
right now,
sponsors as
I'm
it
fixing
is.
the fucking members total to be appropriate to what I really have. I have 550 fake memberships. So if you subtract 600, or excuse me, 500, you're at 647. And if you subtract the other 50, right, you're at 597. In reality, I currently have 597 members. That's the accurate number. And so what I would like to do today is get 610. Okay? It's only fair that I properly adjust it so people actually know what I have. Because that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair to you or me to have people think that this community is doing so much better than it is because someone used a fucking exploit on YouTube that they need to fix on their end that I have no control over. All right? So there you go. Now, it is what it is. Now, listen, that's still a great amount of members. I'm not disappointed about that. And typically around this time of year, that's about the amount of members that I would actually have regardless. But the problem now is this month my income is way down because there's no ad revenue to go around on YouTube at all. Like literally nothing. So for ad revenue that I had over the last few months in the fall, I don't have. If you would like to support the streams, by all means, please do. And by the way, now that we've confirmed what was really going on, gifted memberships do help this channel. We know that now. As long as they're legit and people aren't abusing the fucking system and using an illegal exploit, all right, I will get credit for memberships and gifted memberships. So if you wanted to gift memberships to the community, yes, thank you.
Well, all those members that he deleted, like, I mean, I don't know how many of them were actually claimed or not. And we can't really trust Phil on that issue because he's likely to lie, like always. But it's possible he actually had those memberships. And they did, like, okay, he didn't get paid for them, but they still probably might have all went out to real fucking fans or real fucking people. I'm like, how are we supposed to trust him on that?
That would help a lot. All right. Sending super chats, never had a problem with. Tips, never had a problem with. By all means, if you want to contribute via those
Not
means,
yet.
please do. All right. But I am now going to leave this adjusted for the month.
I mean, couldn't they also use like an Argentinian VPN to give him like a super chat though? I mean, not tips, because I think PayPal does equal it out, so it wouldn't be that exploit, quote unquote, or even the conversion rate probably wouldn't work for PayPal. But I think even if you do a super chat, wouldn't that still work?
150 members really don't exist. I'm not going to count them for the channel and make it look like I'm doing way better than I am, because that's bullshit. Okay? Okay. Excuse me.
Okay.
All right. So, that's the deal. I know that sounds crazy, but does it sound as crazy as the fact that there was a Comcast employee that for years was actually messing with my internet from internally in Comcast? But that really happened. Does it sound as crazy?
Did it? I'm still on the fence about the whole Comcast thing. I'm honestly, the more I look back on that, I'm honestly thinking that whole Comcast thing was fictional and something he created himself. Or maybe the person who claimed to have done that is just like faking it. It's like they saw him bitching about his internet because he was probably faking the whole incident himself. And then some other detractor wanted attention and just claimed to be the one doing it. I don't know.
Is the fact that not once but twice I had people catfishing my entire community, pretending to be a fan so they could get in as a moderator, only to then after the fact try to leak information about my mods and also mess with my...
No, that was because you pissed them off, and you, like, to the point where they decided to turn into a detractor because you pissed them off so much.
My chats.
So that wasn't a whole spy
That really
thing.
happened too. Does it sound as crazy
It super
as the fact
happened,
that someone
dude.
actually pretended to be an escort that I supposedly was paying to fly over from Europe repeatedly because I didn't have the ability to have a real relationship and I was
I mean, that did happen, but...
blowing all my money on it? And then they were trying to catfish so that they could actually blackmail me later? Well, that really happened too. So you see what I'm saying? Like, all that stuff actually really happened.
Did
So as
it, though?
crazy as
I mean, the more he says it, the more suspicious it is, especially about the Comcast thing. Like, yeah, the escort one did happen, and we called it out. Like, detractors were the one that saved his ass on that. But he never mentions that. He always thinks that, like, we were the ones like, oh, look, he has an escort. I'm like, no, but you were paying for that bitch cat to be there, so you still paying money for a woman to be there.
Story sounds, it's not as crazy as the other shit that's already really happened. So, believe it. Okay? So, I mean, these people are wild and insane with the way that they act.
These wild and crazy kids.
All right? Absolutely out of control. All right. Oh, by the way, while we have a couple moderators on the stream, FYI, moderators who are here, because I didn't have a chance to message everyone yet, this Sunday night, I'm planning on doing my first ever stream over on DSP Throwback. If you're a moderator and you can make it, please let me know, because what I need to do is set that channel up for the stream, and I haven't yet. So I need to get people moderated over there, like upgraded to moderators. If you're interested
exactly, in hot sauce. Exactly. No other streamer talks about their finances. None. It is mental illness.
Please contact me. Like
and
email,
banned.
Because what I need to do is get you over there set up as moderators. So like Honage, I saw you. I'll probably talk to like Slayer later tonight. And I talked to some of my other moderators as well. I think actually Madara might help out. So I want to get all the moderators over there so that we can get it set up so we can have a good stream on Sunday night.
I mean, he's right.
So if you're interested, shoot me an email. I definitely could use some help. For as infrequently as I'm going to do streams on the Throwback channel, it's not a big deal. But I definitely need some help with that, so that way it's not just me trying to moderate when I'm doing stuff myself, okay?
So yeah, you moderators didn't ban that guy.
King Be Cruel says, is it ironic your old Final Fantasy 13 channel is hijacked by someone who streams Spanish soccer on it? You know, I'll be honest with you guys, I have absolutely nothing against Spanish-speaking people. I've known tons of Spanish-speaking people of various different ethnicities over the course of my life who are very nice people. I don't think this is the case. That has anything to do with
black
that.
friends.
It's a bunch of bad apples. Let's put it that way. It's a bunch of bad apples. And they try to spoil the bunch, but they're not going to spoil it for me. People in Spanish-speaking countries are nice people, in general, okay? But there's bad people everywhere, right? Exactly. All right.
I got the drip going. I got the drip going. I got
It's the hate army, bro.
Hate army.
Shout out to hate.
Good vibes to
Shout
the
out to
army.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out
Shout
for
out to
hate.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for
Shout
hate.
out for hate.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. I just got 50 gifted memberships, but it very well could be that these memberships are from someone who's abusing this VPN thing. And I don't know, because I don't know who this person is. Who is Crypto? Right? Has anyone ever heard of this person, Crypto?
Now we need to do a whole inquisition on this.
It's weird that the people who are doing these bombs, these member bombs, are people no one's ever heard of, right? Who is Crypto? Apparently this person has only made 5 shorts on YouTube. 5 shorts, that's it, right? Their account has existed since May of last year. So, yeah, I don't know. Do you trust it or not, right? I mean, if it's real, I'm incredibly grateful. The problem is we just recently got 550 memberships that were fake. So, do you trust it or not, right? I have all these people making recommendations. Andrew did a super chat saying you should multi-class into a paladin. Who should multi-class into a paladin? Thank you, Andrew. But people were saying earlier that should have been Shadow Heart, right? Yeah, the bottom line is there's nothing that I can do to stop someone using this VPN bullshit.
I love how in order to be a legit real person that's gifting him subscriptions, you need to have like an existing YouTube channel that's been around for a long time and have a ton of different content that you've made on YouTube in order to actually be a legit person giving Phil members. Like, God forbid it's just an empty YouTube channel account. No. You got to actually make fucking content if you want to give him money.
There's nothing I can do about it at all. That's YouTube's problem to fix, not mine. So for all of you who are getting memberships right now, congrats. Right? But Crypto, I need to know who you are and if this is legit and what's going on. You need to speak in chat and tag me and say, you know, again, you have to understand why I'm skeptical. I literally just got 550 gifted memberships.
Again, just inquisition on every single fucking person that gives him
I'd like to know
any kind of membership.
And what the deal is. If you're in here, can you talk and at least say something?
Talk, motherfucker.
Did he? Scallop Potatoes, he literally said this is from Argentina. Did he? Oh, he did? Oh, okay. Enjoy your ban. Crypto is permanently banned and not coming back. So there you go. So anyone who got a gifted membership, enjoy. There's nothing we can do about it, but apparently I'm not getting credit for it. He literally said in chat, yeah, it's Argentina. I used a VPN. All right, go fuck yourself and enjoy never coming back. Okay.
You should at least be happy that some of your fans are getting memberships.
Argentina. The problem is people have found an exploit on this website to basically buy things on YouTube for incredibly cheap. So, for example, a membership using this exploit is only a few cents when it's supposed to be $4. So because of this, people are doing all these fake member bombs that aren't real, and I don't get paid for them. It's pretty messed up.
Your fans are still getting the benefit, though.
I know it has nothing
so
to
they
do
are
with
real.
pricing.
But you see what I said before? He's starting to say, oh, they're not real now. I'm like, well, yeah, they are real. And you said yourself they were real. It's just you're not getting the money for it, so they're not real.
It has to do with YouTube mispricing everything from certain countries. YouTube has this problem that they haven't solved, and apparently people are now exploiting it all over YouTube. It's not just me. This is happening
His
to a lot
party
of
makeup for this is terrible
where...
too. Like I don't like Will at all. I never use Will. Like you got the main character Esther, and is not bad. But I always like having Carlock in there. She's like my main hitter as a berserker, and like Lazelle is okay, but like get Will out of there. Is he even useful at all?
People are coming in and acting like they're being all you know, oh, I'm generous. I'm going to gift a bunch of stuff to your channel. And then everyone gets it, and then they go and look at their income, and they don't get paid for it. They made like 10 cents. It's like, what the hell? So that's what happened. Last week, I had 550 gifted memberships, and I made like $2 on it. And it's like, why? Because YouTube fucked it up. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be equivalent, but they didn't do their exchange rates properly. So people are taking advantage of this. So YouTube needs to wise up and fucking fix it. You know, I can't make it work. That's on YouTube to fix.
Empty seat.
Well, to anyone who's got a gifted membership, congrats. I hope you enjoy it. Sucks I'm not going to get paid for it, but I'm happy that you guys are getting something nice, basically for free, right? That's nice that the community is at least getting something out of it. I just wish that YouTube would fix their
wow, you sound how fucking pissed he is. You hear the malice in his voice when he says that, too. He hates that they're getting shit for free. Because he doesn't give a shit about his community.
They do, right?
Jesus.
Okay. I showed my bare hip on screen. I'm so sorry about that. All right, let's continue. All right, so let's do this. Well, Andrew's of the impression they'll never fix the issue with pricing and VPNs. That's fine. And if anyone who abuses that to try to get features for cheap, I'll just ban them. And then they're not coming back. Because that's the equivalent.
It's not like they could just make suck accounts like they have been doing, or like OIC does all the time or anything.
And say, oh, I received a coupon somewhere that's not from you, right? That I can buy all this food for $1. So now the grocery store gets screwed, and they don't get reimbursed or nothing.
But that's how it works, Phil. Grocery store. I mean, there are no coupons that like that. First of all, like there are no manufacturer coupons who says I can get all this tons of food, or I can get this item for like $1 once like a $30 roast turkey or something like that, or you know what I mean? Like there are no coupons like that, first of all. But like grocery stores have to accept manufacturer coupons as long as they're a real legit coupon and it has it's within its expiration date. They have to accept it, and there are things that you can look at that you can tell it's a real coupon or it's a fake coupon. Because people do try to print their own fake coupons and pass it off as real. But if it doesn't scan and the barcode isn't correct, it's not going to work and we can't accept it. So you're wrong here, Phil.
Like, what are you talking about? I'm not going to get reimbursed.
There are no such thing as a real coupon like
that. Fuck that. Any single person who abuses this is going to get permanently banned and not coming back. So there you go. Big Papa Phil gifted a membership to the community. Went to Connor Brooks. Congratulations, Connor, on the gifted membership. That's a real membership, so I can actually count that one. Thank you, Big Papa Phil. For
God, that's such a stupid fucking hat.
Okay.
We're getting down there. I think we only have 3 videos left.
Army, bro.
Hate Army.
Shout out to hate.
Good vibes to
Shout out to hate. Shout out to hate.
Shout out
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for hate.
All right. That's part 1 of DSP versus the Internet, episode 48. I hope you guys enjoyed. We have many more parts coming. I thank you all for chilling here with me as we continue through the Ultra member submission.
Oh,
so
his shitty ass
for more
DSP reacts
part,
thing.
everyone. Okay. All right, guys. So I want to say thank you all to those who are ignoring the nonsense in the chat. So already people are asking valid questions, right? With this YouTube exploit going on.
Wait 1 second.
amounts of memberships for like a penny, right? Obviously, this is going to destroy this channel if I allow it to happen. So I'm going to fix this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and look at my memberships on this channel and have to reprice them so that basically now the gifted memberships won't affect people who can submit videos. All right. So what I will probably do is have standard members on this channel be cheaper, but literally do nothing. Like standard members won't get a benefit. It'll just be access to the emotes and stuff like that. Okay. And what I'll probably do is I'll change it and I'll make it be the super supporter level is the level where you can submit videos for the show. But I'm going to change the pricing. So the super supporter is now the same price as the standard member right now. Okay. So for those of you who've been members all along, you're not going to lose the ability to post up videos. It's going to be the same price and everything for you. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I need to fix it, right? I need to make it so that those of you
being
who are
trolled
members,
so
you don't have to
hard
pay any more money. You're going
that
to pay the same amount you're paying
they're
right now to be a
forcing him
member,
to
and you get legitimately
change
submit
all
video
his
clips,
price
just like you have
plans
all
for
along.
that.
But you'll now be
Jesus
called
Christ.
a super member, and then all these standard members will basically be like, you know, the gifted ones. Because that's the way it works. Just so you guys know, on YouTube, you cannot gift higher than a regular membership. So no one would be able to do this exploit on super members or ultra members. They can only do it with the standard member, you see? So there you go. Duke, what are you talking about? He says, that means Derek and other legit members won't be able to nominate videos. That's not true at all. You get a regular membership. It'll be called a super membership now.
Sorry, Derek, you can't beg for a gifted membership anymore. Whoa. I mean, that would be nice. No more boring ass fucking Derek
It'll be the
memberships.
same price. So what are you
Fucking
talking about?
pay for your
It's not
own
true.
membership, Derek.
That's not true at all.
Pay what
Basically,
you owe,
you'll have
bitch.
to legitimately buy a membership in order to submit videos for the channel. It's that simple. Because I can't have people I can't have 500-600 people submitting videos for the show. We'll never get through the show. You know what I mean? It'll take me hours to make the fucking playlist. I can't do that. And this is obviously not legit, right? This is nonsense. So it is what it is. Sadly, this is what happens when YouTube is lazy and doesn't fix their own problems and then troll.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though, but, like, for the base membership, couldn't he just do a thing where it's like, you submit a video and you have a chance that that video will be reacted to, and you could just do, like, a random number generator to pick from that base level of memberships, right? So you, like, the lowest membership he has, they, like, you could write it where it's like you have a chance that you could submit a video and it has a chance of being selected. And then he'll take all those base memberships and all the names or whatever, or all the video links or whatever, put it in a random fucking playlist, a random number generator, and then, like, randomly pick some, and those would be what he reacts to. And then it's like, oh, try again next week, whatever. And it, like, you know what I mean? And it could just be random for that. And then the super ones obviously were more guaranteed to be shown and reacted to. You could do that, but no, he's just greedy.
Trolls exploit them. You know, I didn't create the situation. YouTube did and the trolls did, and now we just got to live in that world, and we got to adjust, okay? So I'll have to take a look at it, and I readjust. Like I said, I think what I can do is make a standard membership, like, really cheap. Like, I can make a standard membership, like, $1, right? And then I can make it so that super members are the current cost of a standard member, which is, I think, $3.99. And so that way, those of you who are legit paying members, you can just upgrade to super membership for exactly the same cost you've already paid and keep all of your abilities. You know, all of you'll still be able to submit videos. Ultra members won't change at all. They'll always be the same, right? So I think that's the way I'm going to have to fix it. I'll have to take a look at that and confirm that. And I apologize because every once in a while, people would legitimately gift members, and people are saying, what about Derek? Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. You know, but it's going to be, I can't have 700 gifted memberships every month submitting videos for the show. We'll never get through the show. I won't even be able to make the playlist legit. It's going to be all fucked up, right? So basically, I got to fix this. I think this is the easiest way to do it without causing havoc, okay? So it is what it is. But yeah, those who are gifted memberships are not going to be able to submit videos for the show moving forward, and there's nothing I can do about that. That's just because YouTube's fucked up and trolls are taking advantage, okay? All right? GMT, no, I'm not making money. That's the problem. These memberships are worth nothing. These gifted memberships are worth a fraction of a cent. So, no exaggeration, I think it's like 300 gifted memberships already on this stream. I'm going to make like 4 cents on that. So, you don't know what you're talking about. Stop talking out of your butthole. Okay. All right. I'll have to look into that later. Obviously, I can't fix that now. And tonight, I'm already booked. I don't even know if I'll be able to fix that tonight. So, all of you who are out there and are like, oh, I want to submit my clips for next week's show, you may have to wait. You may have to allow me to see if I can change the membership levels around first, before we post up the thread for next week, just so you know.
Because he's
And
so
for those of you who
busy,
watch
you
the
know.
clips for next week, you may
He
have
has
to
so
upgrade
much
from
time.
standard member to super, but the thing is, it's the same cost. So you're not going to be paying anything extra. It's exactly the same cost, you see? So
is it the same cost? Keep that in mind. Is it the same fucking cost?
For next week's show, I'll let you know. I'll post up on the
I don't think it's going to remain the same cost,
hey,
Phil.
I readjusted the membership levels. Be sure now to upgrade to the super level so you can submit clips for next week, because I don't want people to not be able to submit clips, but you have to be at that new level, but it's exactly the same price, so nothing will change, okay? Fair enough? I hope so. I hope that makes sense. So there's really nothing else I can do. Again, I wish I could fix it. I can't. If I let it ride the way it is now, you're going to have 400, 500 people all trying to submit clips for a show. It's not an automatic process. It's a manual process. I don't have 7, 8 hours a week to do a playlist. So I can't have it go like that. The system worked until people just broke the system, right? And there's nothing I can do about that. I'm sorry about that. And again, who's to blame? These fuckhead trolls and YouTube. Because YouTube created the problem and doesn't fix it because they're lazy. And then these trolls just abuse it and get away with it, right? So it is what it is, okay? I know, it's life, but that's what you got to do. In life, this is how you do. You roll with the punches and you adapt, and you do the best you can.
And charge people more money.
So it is what it is. All right, let's continue. And by the way, Ultra members, you guys aren't affected at all. Ultra members, stay exactly the same. No change to the pricing, no change. You still get to submit your clips easily, no problems. So best way to have this not affect you at all, just become an Ultra member and you get your clip watch every week. Okay?
Fuck you.
Cool. All right.
Still
Ready to
chilling.
continue? Okay, I'm glad that most of you are accepting this as a reasonable solution to not create chaos and have the show, or else we just can't do the show anymore, which I would like to do the show. I don't know if you guys know, this is a really cool project. I've done it for a year. I've really enjoyed doing
Really
this project with all of you.
shitty, really
I want to
boring.
keep this project going. I like reacting to clips you guys submit every week, you know, so...
I got my purple snorts here. I did it once. And it wasn't even a full thing because we had to cut it early. But that was enough for me. It was so fucking boring, man.
It would be nice to keep it going and not just say, oh, I just
I can't sit through, like...
control. You know, fuck that.
It's
Fuck
so
control.
hard to sit through his raw streams without, like, any kind of filter. Like, thank God I had other people there to talk to and not just by itself. Because
Okay.
Jesus.
Let's continue, everybody. Hold on, I gotta burp. Excuse me. Whew. Okay, here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to DSP versus...
Hello, everyone, and fuck you.
48 for January 21st, 2024.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was the end.
Video
Okay.
now, and we're continuing on with
All right, next one.
I need that money. I really,
We actually
really
have
do.
duty
I need that
streams
money.
this time. Let me skip the intro because the intros are a little...
Need that money, right? And obviously, I'll mention it from time to time. So the trolls basically now are going to continuously gift these exploited memberships to the channel. And there's nothing we can do about it. There's no way to turn off gifted memberships. There's no way to stop it.
Well,
The
actually, there is a way to turn off gifted memberships, but you don't want to do that.
problem is that it basically creates an influx flooding of bullshit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the podcast from about 2 days ago, back on Wednesday. Wednesday's podcast, which would have been the 17th of January. I explain in full what's really going on. That there is this exploit on YouTube that people will use.
It's not an
they'll
exploit,
basically lie
Jesus.
about where they are in the world, and they found out that there's a couple countries where if you pretend like you're from those countries and you buy super chats or you gift memberships or you do anything like that, that the conversion rate is glitched. It's not correct.
Yeah, so he mentions that super chats too are a thing that you can do. So I'm surprised no one's really been hitting him with fake super chats then too.
For example, if you were to buy a membership here in the United States for my channel, it costs $4 USD. To buy it in one of those countries, it costs like 0.0001 cents. Obviously, that's not intended. There's no economic system where that works. It's obviously a glitch or a problem that was overseen by YouTube, but people are abusing it. I'm not the only person this has happened to. Don't think, oh, this is something new for Phil. I know for a fact this has been happening for like a year. People have been talking about it, and every once in a while, I'll notice someone comes to the stream and they do like a big super chat, and YouTube thinks it's big, and then you look at it, it's worth like a quarter of a cent. It's like, what? So this is the problem. So what's happening is now these idiots are doing it over and over. It can't be stopped. All we do is we ignore it. But you may have noticed, you might have gotten an email today saying, oh, you got a membership.
But you've done almost nothing to ignore it. You've been doing the exact opposite, actually. You've been talking about it over and over again. Like, how long? Like, it's almost 2 hours now. And there was even more. There was even more videos I could have added here, but it's basically him saying the same thing over and over again. Like, for like 2 or 3 weeks straight, he was just bitching and complaining about this whole scenario, this whole situation. And it was pretty funny, but like you did the exact opposite of ignore it because you haven't
I'm not
been.
even kidding. There was like over 300 of these fake memberships given out tonight. The good news is you're gonna keep your everything you get from it. So you're gonna keep the emotes, you're gonna keep the chat crown badge. It's all yours for the month, you know. And I'm happy. Listen, the community gets something. That's cool. It's just a shame that that was a way to celebrate support for the channel and for me, and literally it means nothing. I'm not kidding. From like 300 memberships that supposedly I got tonight, I'm gonna probably make like 10 cents. So YouTube, obviously, this is a broken system with them. I can't make them fix it. They're not gonna listen to me if I keep complaining. They're just gonna ignore me. So just know that's what's going on with the channel. In fact, I'm not even going to track memberships at this point. I'm just going to say, hey, thanks. If people do give memberships, that's great and all. But I'm not going to waste time tracking. And thank God, here's the good thing. Thank God we do not do member goals anymore. Can you imagine if we did member goals and this was happening? This would have ruined the whole thing. So thank God we don't do those anymore. I'm happy about that. So anyway.
Thank God I was lazy and quit doing that.
It's probably going to continue for a bit until these idiots just give up and we realize it doesn't affect anything. Just like every other thing they try to do to troll me, it's not going to affect anything.
It is affecting things, Phil. What are you talking about? It's made you have to change your membership goals. That's greatly affecting you. The fact that you won't shut the fuck up about it. How can you say with a straight face that it's not affecting you? You're fucking razzled about it. You're clearly affected by it. You're losing your shit over Argentinian memberships, Philip. How can you even lie and say that?
In a situation where, you know, people want to support and be legit about it, and there's others who just want to break the system to be stupid. So just ignore it and don't mention it in chat and don't mention it in stream and everything because it's not going to help anything. It's just you're giving them the attention they want, you know, and that's sad is that it's distracting.
That's what you're doing too, though. You're clearly doing that.
Well, they're not legit, so I'm going to turn the pop-ups off till they go away because then you can't even pay attention to the gameplay. It's just obtrusive. It's pop-up, pop-up, pop-up. It's really dumb. But that's life, right? Until YouTube fixes it, I think they should.
But I thought you said they weren't affecting anything. Well, that's clearly just another thing that it's affecting. So why would they stop when it's clearly affecting a lot of your content?
Well, but they certainly should. But
like, I'm not an advocate to giving him any money whatsoever. But if you're going to give him money, like, this is probably the best way to do it. So you're not actually spending a whole lot of money. It's only a couple cents or whatever. I still don't really advocate for touching the poo or anything. But if, like, I'm not going to be able to stop you. So if you're going to spend money on him anyway, this is probably the best way to do it. Because it's clearly fucking affecting him.
Right? They don't care about it. With me, if I complain, they're just gonna be like, yeah, whatever, right? They don't listen to me. I told you guys 2 years ago, I found a huge exploit on YouTube.
No, you didn't. Stop.
And I submitted it to YouTube.
You're making things up.
It wasn't real. I said, here is all the evidence that it's real. And they still argue with me it wasn't real. I said, you can do whatever you want. I'm just saying your business will be destroyed. And then they basically stopped talking to me.
And I still, like, even if, like, it was an exploit or whatever, like, even if this is all true, how is members being, not members, like, YouTube channels being allowed to change their name on their YouTube channel somehow going to crash and ruin and destroy all of YouTube? It seems like it's more of a trolling issue that would affect DSP, so DSP is trying to upplay it, say it could threaten all of YouTube when really it's just affecting him slightly, maybe, by people trolling.
Within 1 month, they fixed the issue behind the scenes. It was completely fixed on the site, and I'm like, so they listen to me, but they just don't acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just don't care about acknowledging anything or nothing, right? So it is what it is. But I had a great streaming day, okay? I really did. It was a great day back. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. So here's the deal with tomorrow. Very interesting day tomorrow. First of all, on the Level 1 podcast, I'm going to update you all on this documentary that's being made. I want to give you all a big update on it because there have been developments, big updates to give you all.
Big updates. I fucked over Mike Klum.
So I'm going to talk about that.
And made him waste a lot of time.
Segment
and some money.
Tomorrow, okay? Then, after that, we're going to check out this game, Pal World. Again, it's a game that apparently...
Pal World?
Ark Survival Evolved. I didn't play Ark. I don't know anything about it. But it's on Game Pass. I just downloaded the game preview. You might have heard the blip. So I'll be checking that out tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, it's going to be more Sea of Stars. Now, if you're wondering what happened to Resident Evil, we're going to do that on Monday. Resident Evil 0 will conclude on Monday. Okay? Thank you all. Everyone, please have a good evening. I appreciate you all hanging out with me. And I'll see you all in the morning for the podcast, an update on the documentary, and for Pal World. Peace out, and good night.
Okay, dude. Let us go here. I think this is the last one that we're going to watch, because I think this is the conclusion, basically, if I remember correctly.
It says, who are the placeholders? I don't know what the hell that means.
Yeah, Phil, who are the placeholders, Phil?
No idea. Who are the placeholders? You mean in regards to this game? I made a video for DSP Reacts explaining the situation that's going on in the channel and the fact that I'm going to have to redo the memberships and all of that. And basically the reason I posted up the video is because I said to everyone, hey, I need feedback. I need to know exactly what you think. Or if you're a current member of DSP Reacts, would you be willing, once I cancel the existing membership tiers, to join again as the middle tier to keep the channel running?
Nope.
You know, is it worth it for you to pay $2 extra to have Q&A questions? Or maybe you just like the channel enough that you want to keep it going, that you would do that. It sucks that I really can't add any more value, but I have to increase the price to keep the channel alive and not have it be ruined by these.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. So, Phil, why do you have to increase the price? I thought you were going to drop the standard members down to $1 and keep the normal one or the super one at, like, the same price. So why all of a sudden do you have to increase the price by $2, Phil?
Illegitimate memberships, right? So,
and
yeah.
then he tried to do the whole Q&A thing, and I think he, like, quit that and gave up on that, so you won't get any extra value. You just got to pay $2 extra apparently now.
So here's the thing. I posted a video up, and I went to sleep, basically. And this morning I woke up, and it's got like 700-800 views, so people watched it. You know, that channel, in general, the videos only get around 300 views, so to get 700-800 views, it means people watched it. And I go and I check, and I only got maybe a couple comments that were actually like real feedback. You know, all the idiotic trolls comment, and none of their comments show up because they're idiots. So they just literally like to waste their life. They're that stupid. I mean, just think about that. I have 3 channels. All of them are set up that YouTube auto sorts comments. So the moment that you post up something that's a swear or something, you know, fucked up, it blocks it. So your comments are not going to ever show up on the video. Yet there's people who literally waste hours of their life posting up all these comments. They're that stupid. I mean, I don't know how much more brain dead you...
Because they know you have to see it. If it filters it, like, you got to go and review each comment. So that's extra work that you have to do for reviewing each comment, because we know you're going to check every comment, because God forbid a good comment that's kissing his ass accidentally gets filtered. He wants to show that, so he will check every fucking comment. So we know that you will at least see the fucking comment. And that's enough to know that it gets to you.
You could prove yourself to be. And I wish that I was like, oh, well, Phil's making fun. No, I'm not making fun. Like, this is a legitimate observation. If you know that the comments are not just open to say whatever toxic thing you want, and you sit there spending hours posting up toxic comments.
How? What? Like, I don't know anyone who, like, it takes hours to type 1 or 2 comments here or there. Like, at most, maybe 10 minutes for a couple comments? Who the hell spends hours making fucking comments? It's probably not even all the same person, but different fucking people, dummy.
Are actually stupid. And you have to get a moment of self-awareness to realize you can do anything else with your time.
Right.
And it's better for you. Like, you could be wiping your ass and it's more productive. You could pick your nose and it's more productive. You know what I mean? Like,
well, we see you do both of those on stream all the fucking time, so...
Are you a functional
So anyway, like I said, I looked and maybe there was a small handful of comments. And it was like one person was like, absolutely, I'll upgrade, that's fine. Another person was like, meh, I don't think I'm going to upgrade. And then I looked, and the person wasn't a member. It was a fucking idiot lying. I was like, wait a minute, this person was never a member to begin with. So what an asshole, right?
I'm not gonna fucking do anything with someone who lies about me like that. I'm sorry, and that's just truth. You know, you want to be a fucking liar and make shit up? Well, then you go do shit by yourself. I don't want to have anything to do with you if you're gonna be like that. So he can do whatever the fuck he wants with his own shit and leave me the fuck out of it, dude. So anyway, I didn't really get much feedback, and that kind of sucks. I was actually hoping to get at least a few dozen people who were like, oh yeah, I'm a current member, and you know, I'm either gonna do it or not. Right now, I have no clue what's gonna happen, and that makes me nervous. Because there's 2 reasons why that makes me nervous. Money.
Yeah.
Reason number 1 is because I like DSP Reacts. I like the idea of having a channel where I can react to content. We can do a weekly show. I can do reviews. I can do food vlogs. I like having that channel, and that content would not.
When was the last time this motherfucker did a food vlog, though? Come on. When was the last time you did a DSP Tries It, huh? You don't do food vlogs anymore. Like, the only time you do a food vlog is for a fucking holiday.
Understand? It has to be kind of its own separate thing, but I have to justify the existence.
It could still be on your channel.
That channel. So
it's called a playlist, Phil. If you really want it, you could just have a separate playlist on DSPGaming that has your React shit on it. You don't have to make a whole ass separate channel. You just want to triple dip on your fucking members. That's why you're making all these separate channels and having memberships on each fucking channel, because you want to bleed your piggies dry as much as possible.
It has to at least make something. I can't just do it for free as a hobby. It has to at least generate some revenue. You know, it's part of a business.
There it is.
So, basically,
you know, I'm nervous that I'm going to make this change and people are not going to understand. And then we're going to go from having 100 paid members down to like 20. The actual hard workers who should be out there and should actually be getting the credit. And by the way, I'm not necessarily just talking about me. I'm talking about many, many people out there who are genuine, who love what they do, who do it for the sake of loving it, not for the sake of a paycheck. And that's going to kill the channel, you know, because this is the other half. That channel does make me a chunk, not a giant chunk, but a chunk of income every month, which makes it viable to do. All right. If that income goes away because of this nonsense going on that I can't control or fix, all right, then I can't do the channel anymore. I don't want to say goodbye to DSP Reacts. I love that channel. I love doing content for it. I wish I could do more, but more people have said outright they want more gameplay than anything else. When I was doing more React stuff last year, I got complaints. So that's why I've limited how much I put on there. I don't want to see...
Because you're trying to run away from gameplay throughs, that's why, Phil. We know you trying to get away with that. And it's boring. Somehow you made your React content even more fucking boring than your actual gameplay. And I don't know how you managed to do that, but you still managed to do that somehow.
Worth of effort and time and your guys' viewership be meaningless because of trolls. You know what I mean? I want to take the power out of the hands of the trolls. But I can't do it. You can. By letting me know that...
You said, like, in a previous video, and these videos are only like a couple days apart each. You said in a previous video you were going to lower the base one to $1 and not change the price for the other membership. So why are you all of a sudden raising the other membership by $2? Is it greed, Phil?
You know, you understand what's going on and that you're going to go and still support the channel, you know? So hopefully that's what'll happen, you know? I guess we'll see. But basically, I think what I'm going to do, it's either tonight or tomorrow, likely tomorrow, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to cancel the standard and super member tiers. I'm going to set up 2 new tiers, entry and submissions. And that it takes about a day because YouTube technically has to approve those
entry and submissions, huh? But I digress. Let's continue.
Tiers. So I'll put them in, and once
YouTube
approves
your fucking
them,
fingers
then I'll
out of your
officially launch
ears.
them,
Jesus
and
Christ.
I'll have to do, you know, a video explaining, hey, this change has been made. Please now go re-up memberships now, or join at the new membership level you want now, because you know, the support is needed to keep the channel going. And then what I got to do is get the threads up for those new levels, so people can submit clips for Sunday show. All right, or else it's just going to be ultra member submissions, which means it's going to be like 2 parts, and that's it. Give me money. Give me all your money. So, you know, that's what we got to do. I certainly hope that people are going to re-up their membership, or not re-up, but, you know, sign up for the new membership levels, and that the show could continue. I would really, really, really hate for the show or the channel to fail now because of an uncontrollable thing by the troll. I don't want to give the trolls power, you understand? Because a lot of people are like, oh, why did you ever talk about it? Because the trolls were already affecting all my content negatively. If you don't know, there's a million attempts that these idiots try to do to ruin things for me. My business and my personal life. They do it all the time. I don't mention it. It's only when it directly affects stuff.
But you clearly mention it every time. And right now you're admitting that they are affecting your channel negatively. So, but you were saying before how we weren't affecting your channel and how you were ignoring us, but you're clearly not ignoring us.
That I have to mention it. I had to mention it in this case. You guys were seeing all these gifted memberships come in, and none of them were real. You know, we had goals and things every day, and the goals were being smashed, and nothing was happening. I wasn't benefiting from it, right? People were abusing this. You needed to know about it. Or else everyone's, like I said, there were legit people who thought, oh, Phil's made like thousands of extra dollars this month. I made less this month than I usually do, and we're going to talk about that in a second, because I want to let you know very matter-of-factly where I am right now in January, because it ain't good because of all this going on.
I would never be in the situation I'm in right now financially if it weren't for the trolls completely destroying my YouTube business.
But that's the thing. People are looking at the channel, and I was tracking memberships, and they're like, whoa, Phil has like over 1,000 members. He's doing super good this month. That's great. And that means I don't have to help support this month because he's already doing so good. It was the opposite.
Is that how it
I didn't
goes,
even know
Phil?
that until I figured out what was really going on. And it's like, well, then I got to tell everyone, right? So then I tell everyone, oh, why'd you talk about the trolls? What are you stupid? Because you have to. When you're directly affecting something public, you have to explain. If it's anything else that doesn't affect a stream that you don't, it's in my private life, I don't tell you guys. Like I said, they try it all the time to do that shit, and I just ignore it, and I don't tell you guys about it. It's only when it directly affects you guys publicly that you need to know about it. All right? All right. So,
All right.
that's coming. Basically, what I will do is...
Oh, it's coming.
Coming up tomorrow, likely, I'm probably going to cancel those membership levels on DSP Reacts, create the new ones. Hopefully, what will happen is people will join, and then I can set up the threads by, say, the weekend. People can, you know, nominate the new clips for the show, and we can get a good show going on Sunday. Okay? We'll see what happens, I guess. So the bottom line is that nothing is really consistent. Okay?
What is up with this shitty sketch?
And it makes me very, very nervous. This month, the month of January, all right,
We have received, just listen to this,
Okay.
1,300 new memberships on top of the existing memberships that we had. All right? So in total, right now, this channel currently has 1,655 memberships.
Wow.
But if you actually do the math on how many of those are legit and I'm actually getting paid for, all right, it's only around 500. Now, last month, I had over 800, and those were all legit, all right? So the funny part about this whole thing is, on paper, it looks like I'm doing so much better, and in reality, I'm doing way worse. In fact, you know, looking at the statistics here, I'm staring at it. It says revenue that you made on memberships now versus last month.
So
okay?
we'll never know exactly how many were quote unquote legit and which ones weren't. And he could just be fudging this to try to pretend that he's getting less actual ones than he actually is. Because he's still getting real gifted memberships along with the Argentinian ones too. And I don't put it past him because he has lied before about how much he's making so that he would get more money than he already was getting. So I wouldn't put it past him that he actually had more income than just that.
No exaggeration, it claims that I have lost money. You know, last month, I had a certain amount, and it says here about 37% decrease in the money that I would make on memberships.
Bullshit.
Right? Now, why have I lost 37% of my revenue on memberships?
Gee, I
because
wonder.
of the trolls. And
Yes.
this is bullshit. They shouldn't have that kind of power
All
on the
our
channel,
fault.
and they just do. And there's nothing that I can do to fix that. Okay? I went from a situation where this channel was strong and doing really well in December, and people
super
were not
strong,
only
dude.
becoming members, but gifting memberships to the community, and there was this feeling of awesome support all around for the holidays, right? And then in the last week and a half, 2 weeks, that these fake memberships have been given out, all that's gone away because no one's going to become a member if they're getting a gifted membership, and no one's going to renew their membership if they're getting a gifted membership, right? So basically what's happened is literally only a very small handful of people are becoming members now. So, and this is just now. We still have over a week left in the month, right? So, if within 2 weeks I'm down 37% revenue, can you imagine in another week? I might be down 50, 60% revenue for memberships this month.
I give up. I fucking give up.
And memberships are a good chunk of the revenue I make on DSPGaming, okay? That's awful. And that's, again, that's not, oh, the ad revenue's down and that's
So
gonna come
why
back.
don't you focus more on tipping? Since tipping, like if in any other instance, like, oh, he's getting too many. If he was getting too many memberships, he would pivot and go to, oh, yeah, well, I'm getting too many memberships, so please, tips will really help support this time. Like, we've all seen him do that a million times. He'll, like, pivot and be like, okay, well, I got enough memberships. Could you guys please tip me and super chat me now instead? Like, so why hasn't he turned to that tactic that he's always done before? Is it because he wants to keep playing the victim? I don't know.
That's, trolls have broken YouTube. And I can't fix that, okay? So, basically what I'd like to say here is, thank you guys, because everything else you've been doing, super chats, tips, engaging in the streams, everything has been great. But this memberships thing potentially is going to hurt me bad. Now, at the same time that's going on, keep in mind, I have to now change all the memberships on DSP Reacts, right? So now what happens if I do that and half the people don't become members over there?
I'm gonna die pretty soon. I know I am.
So now not only am I down 37% revenue on this channel, now I lose the revenue on that channel too. Now what am I going to do? That's the situation I'm in right
Get
now.
a
So
real
I don't feel
job?
good. I feel very nervous and I feel shitty.
That was a
And it's,
possibility,
again, not
Phil.
something that I can fix. This is a problem that YouTube has and trolls have exploited. So what can you do? All I can say is check out the content and please support it. You know, one thing you
check
can say
out
as well,
content.
there are new games coming out Friday. You're right. I have to buy them, so that's even more money invested, right? But hopefully people will come out and support the new games. I really hope they will. I hope you guys will show up for those playthroughs and support those streams, right? If you do, then maybe this isn't a problem. If the last week of the month ends up actually being a really great one and everyone supported,
Guess what, it
and the streams
wasn't.
do well, then it's not a big deal, right? But that's kind of a big if Hail Mary hoping, right? As opposed to something more consistent. Like, I'm nervous right now. I'm looking at what it says DSPGaming made the last month versus this month. It's down an insane amount. Like I said, about 37% decrease in revenue on the channel. That's terrible, you know? Imagine doing the same work you did last month and everyone's telling you everything you're doing is great, and then you get paid and you get...
These are the risks for owning your own business, Phil. These are the risks that come with owning your own business. YouTube has never been a reliable, dependent source of income, and it shouldn't be used as an actual career, Phil. So there are always going to be risks in depending on YouTube income and revenue for your main career. Sure, it's great for a supplement to supplement an existing job, but this is your fault because you chose to do this as a full-time career instead of getting a real job. So this is not your audience's problem. This is nobody's problem but your own. And it's up to you to fix it. It's not up to your fans to help you every fucking time.
Paid only 60% of the money you made last month. Your paychecks were way less. What happened? Oh, well, some trolls fucked with us, so we can't pay you this month. What?
That's why you have a real fucking job and not a YouTube one. Not an online one. This is what happens when you own your own bit. Unless, I mean, this is an extreme case. Usually people own their own business. You know what I mean.
How was that fair? Oh, that was fair. Yeah, that was real fair.
Super fair, dude.
That was not fair at all. That was horseshit is what that was. What can be done? Well, nothing that I can do. There's nothing I can do to fix the situation. If you like my content, please support it in some way. All right? Legitimately. Legitimately become a member. Legitimately give some memberships to someone to help the community. But do super chats, super thanks. If you watch this podcast,
so you could be audited,
every day, and I know many of you do.
And scrutinized?
Do super thanks. I almost never get any super thanks on my videos. Like, it's insanely rare. I'll get 1 or 2 a month tops across all 3 of my channels. So, if you're someone who watches all the content on demand, if you're a longtime viewer, please consider now helping to support because I really need the help right now. I'm down a third because of this trolling bullshit. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, that's about it. That's all I can say. Support the streams, and if you're an on-demand viewer, please consider a super thanks or a tip. You'll see in the description of every video I upload the tips link. You could still tip whether you're on a stream or not. You know, I don't have to be live for you to tip or anything like that. That would help a ton.
But I'm going to be very upfront and honest with you guys. I need your help.
Okay? So thank you. And again, I don't like bringing this shit up, but I have to. This is my livelihood. What can I do to fix it? Nothing. I didn't create the situation because I don't work at YouTube, right? I can't fix the situation because I don't work at YouTube. And I'm not a piece of shit troll who thinks it's funny. You know? Again, what these idiots don't realize, right? They like the content so much that I make because they want to make fun of it, right? Great, so make fun of it. But when you hurt my livelihood doing this shit, now you have basically made it harder for me to keep doing this. If you think that the throwback channel's funny and the react channel's funny and the stuff I do on this channel is...
See, we're not really all that worried, Phil, because you have nothing else. You will go homeless before you get a real job. You will go homeless before you stop producing content online. You do realize that, right? Like, we all know who you are, Phil. We know you've given up actually doing a real job and working a real job and everything. You're not going fucking anywhere, and we all know it. And hey, guess what? Yeah, it's fun to make fun of you. I'm having a fun time making fun of you. For most detractors, if like you actually died on stream or you actually went and got a real job, all right, there's plenty of other lolcows out there to laugh and make fun of. You're not one of a kind, Phil. You're not like, you're the most delusional lolcow, sure, but you're not the only lolcow.
It's a comedy, riot. Why are you hindering my ability to make the content? What you're doing is counterproductive. It makes no fucking sense. It just proves you're an idiot, right? So
because no one actually likes your actual content. They like to watch you squirm. They like to watch you go on these fucking insane fucking rants. Because your actual content of like playing games or reacting and shit is boring as fuck. We don't like your content. Your fans probably don't even like your content anymore, honestly. We just like watching you fucking squirm, and that's what they're doing. I can see why they're doing it.
Sucks, but what can you do? I wish I could fix it. I can't. Why am I bringing it up? Because this is real life shit that's affecting this stream and everything I do on YouTube. This is not some dumb troll behind the scenes and I can ignore it. This is something that's directly affecting everything publicly, and it sucks. Okay? So, please consider. What's funny is Zen Shuriken says, of course he's worried. That's thousands of dollars a year. Zen Shuriken, that's thousands of dollars a month. A month. That's what I mean. I just said I'm down 37%.
Maybe he shouldn't have said that. Maybe that's kind of admitting you're making a lot more money than you pretend to make.
That's thousands of dollars that I need to pay my bills that I'm not making now because of this idiot. Thank you to anyone who likes the content and supports it in any way. Please consider it. All right? And then you get an idiot like this guy Stimpy. That's your problem, not ours. Wrong. You're the one here watching the content. I won't be here making content anymore if this continues. You don't.
They don't care, Phil. They really don't care. There are other people making better content than your content. They'll be fine. Detractors will be fine. It's literally just a you issue. It's a you problem. Or you and cat problem, but still just a you problem.
Idiot. That's the point I'm making. I'm not some rich YouTuber rolling in money that I can take this hit. You fucking idiotic, brain-dead moron leaving a dumb comment in a chat and acting like you know what you're talking about. All right? I'm a normal guy like you.
So
when I lose thousands of dollars in a month, it...
What? Oh, I want to hear that again. Hold on.
That I can take this hit. You fucking idiotic, brain-dead moron leaving a dumb comment in a chat and acting like you know what you're talking about. All right? I'm a normal guy like you.
I'm a normal guy like you.
When I lose thousands of dollars in a month, it fucks me up.
When I lose thousands of dollars a month, it fucks me up. Like, I don't know how much, like, the normal average person makes. I don't make multiple thousands of dollars a month. I'll make, like, 1,000 and something, but I'm definitely not making over $2,000 a month, Phil. I don't know what the average amount, but, like, Jesus Christ. Like, the insanity right there is like...
All right? So that's why I can't have this happen. I need people to hopefully do something to help me in this case. You know, this next week.
No, like, make it yourself. Improve yourself. Do something. Go get a real job. A part-time job, even. To supplement. You can fucking do Instacart shit if you really wanted.
Games coming out. Please support these streams.
Nope.
Oh my god, excuse
I still got a few more. Because apparently I was wrong. But I'm going to go to this Twitter, my Twitter, and we're going to see Poem's Future. So this is from, apparently this is from the same pre-stream, because he's wearing the same shirt. And for whatever reason, I could not find this clip. I could not find this fucking clip on YouTube. I don't know if he keeps taking it down or what. Hopefully it's not too loud for us. No, I was just hoping I could make it better quality, but apparently not.
She cannot afford the more expensive membership. You cannot... Sarah says she cannot afford the more expensive membership. You cannot afford $5.99 versus $3.99. Well, if you really, really can't, I'm certainly not going to complain. I'm not so sure about that. I don't know if I believe you that you're telling me that something you pay $3.99 for now that you can't pay $5.99 for to get the same thing plus added benefits because a troll is trying to ruin the channel. I have a hard time believing that. I'm sorry, I really do. But maybe you can't scrounge up the $2. That's okay then. Obviously, I can't force.
What a fucking piece of shit. Like, this is obviously in regards to the reason that he was greedy and increased the price of his DSP reacts to, what do you say, $5.99 instead of $3.99? He increased it by $2 when before he was saying he wasn't even going to change that tier amount. So you didn't need to raise the price of that tier at all. You could have fucking lowered the base membership one to $1, like you were fucking saying, and then the one that you like, people submit videos and stuff, you could have left at the same price, but you didn't because you're greedy as fuck. And then he claims, "Oh, I'll throw in a free Q&A question," when he got rid of that real quick too. So you get no added extra benefits whatsoever. You don't even get any benefits. You get to submit a video that he may or may not react to, and if he does react to it, he's gonna skip through most of it. There's no benefits whatsoever to being a member on his channel. And I think someone looked it up, and like, she is a real fan of his who has a membership on multiple of his channels, and like, I think someone mentioned that the Sarah girl is like going through college or something like that. So she is on a fixed income, Phil. Some people are poor. You do realize that, right? Like, not everyone makes like multiple thousands of dollars a fucking month, you dipshit.
Force anyone to do anything, but I told you that's my concern. My concern is people don't like change.
How is this not just like fucking Bad Bunny? Like $5 a month? You don't have $5 a month to give to me? The fucking entitlement of this dick.
And it's been like this for a year, and it works, and people are used to it, and now I'm being forced into a change I don't want to do.
You didn't have to raise the prices, and you did. So you're not being forced into this. You saw an opportunity to get more money, supposedly, or ask for more money, and you're blaming the trolls on
to
it.
do that change, and I'm being forced, and that sucks. So right there, there's an example. I almost feel like there's going to be people who are going to say, well, I just can't do it. It's like, well, can you really not do it? Or you just not want to do it, right? Because you're afraid, you don't like change. You don't want to have to pay more. I hear you. I don't want you to pay more. You know what I mean? It fucking sucks. It's these pieces of shit ruining everything that I have set up here. You know what I mean?
What a piece of fucking shit. Holy.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Code drip,
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go.
First of all, on the Level 1 podcast, I announced a solution to the issues that we are having with these falsified, not really falsified, but I guess you could say illegitimate gifted memberships that have been hitting all over all of my YouTube channels. The major problem was on my React channel, I have a show that's reliant on memberships. Those memberships allow people to nominate clips for me to watch for this weekly clip show that I call DSP versus the Internet. Well, all of a sudden, if we have 400 new members that didn't pay for them, that's not fair to the 100 members that do pay for that access. So I needed to figure something out quickly, and I did by making a new tier of membership on the channel called Submissions Tier. This allows people to do a prorated upgrade, meaning if they already have an existing membership, just for like a couple dollars more, they can now get that access back. And essentially all the gifted memberships, all they get is emotes, and that's it, which is fine. I don't mind having everyone have emotes on the channel, and it doesn't kill the show. So I announced that big change.
All right, so how come you increased the price for the submissions tier then, Phil? You could have kept that at the same $3.99 tier. But no, you increased it to $5.99. Why? Huh? You could have lowered the base tier for the emotes only to $1, like you said you were going to fucking do. But no, he changed his mind and he increased the price because he's greedy as fuck.
And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. In 2 days, 10 people upgraded. I checked this morning.
That's fucking karma for you, piece of shit.
6 Ultra members have posted up their clips. Now that's fine because typically we have between 5 to 10 Ultra members at any time on that channel. And remember, Ultra members, they're guaranteed to have their clips watched on the show. If 6 already posted, that's great. Usually a lot of them post last minute. So I guarantee we're probably going to have between like 5 to 10 clips to watch there. But as for people who used to be standard members and have upgraded, like I said, only 10 people posted. And each person posted, 2 clips? So potentially right now, we got about 26 clips to go through on the React show. Honestly, that's way less than usual. On a typical React show, I would say we have between 40 to 50 clips. So we're about halfway there.
Oh, halfway there.
Because obviously I want the show to still be good. I don't know if some
prayer.
people just still haven't checked the channel and aren't aware yet. Because I actually have been checking and a few people auto-renewed. I'm like, well, that's great. The auto-renew is great. But if you're auto-renewing at the standard level, you can't nominate clips. Maybe some people just want to support the channel and don't really mind about the clips. It could be that. But I just want to make you all aware.
Maybe they're not willing to pay extra money for the.
Want to have clips submitted for some.
Not willing to pay extra money for the same, if not less, benefits, Phil. You don't get anything extra for paying extra anymore. It's like, what's the point, fucking then?
Day show coming up. You need to upgrade to the submissions tier. This is not my choice. This is not something I wanted to do. I had zero intentions.
You had the possibility to not change it.
How the DSP Reacts channel worked. This is all on YouTube having a stupid exploit available, and on the scumbags out there.
This is you using the trolls to justify charging more money for a tier
to basically try
that
to
they were already
business.
getting for
So,
less.
Please upgrade. It should only be a couple of bucks. Prorated if you just renewed. It should be, not very expensive. And I apologize that we had to do it that way. I had to create a tier that was not giftable. That way the show could continue and not be ruined by these gifted memberships. So, I announced that Wednesday morning. Hopefully, all of you have been listening and will pay attention, and hopefully some people will, oh crap, I needed to do that, so that you can submit more clips, right?
I got the drip go.
Oh, this saga is charging along at record pace. Nope, I want to skip his intro.
That's what's going to happen on Saturday. Now, I haven't mentioned this at all recently, but now it's time to start mentioning it, all right? Last month, I was very, very strongly negatively affected in the pocketbook by these trolls basically giving away so many...
And I thought he said he wasn't going to mention this and how they didn't affect my business. And now I guess we're back to, oh, it's affecting me, it's affecting my business, cry, cry, victim segment.
free membership.
And that's basically where he's settling it on now.
I didn't get credit for any of those. You know, right now, I'm not even kidding. I just looked last night on a whim. I was like, gee, I wonder how many memberships we have on the channel. We have over 2,000 memberships on this channel right now. Out of those, less than 500 are valid paying members. So I went from a channel that in December had over 800 paying members down to a channel that doesn't even have 500 paying members. So I want you to think about that. Why did that happen? Because the trolls gave them away for free. And so people who normally would have become a member are not. They already got one. People who maybe would have given out memberships. Let's give some memberships that are legit. They're not doing it because I already have 2,000. You see? And this has very much hurt me financially. Okay? Now, many of you were already going to buy a membership. All right? What I would ask is that if you have a free membership from one of these trolls, if you could contribute in another way, that would be great. Notably, this event is coming up on Saturday, right? If you tipped me during the event, that would be amazing. That would be great because that would help out a lot. Basically, when I get paid this month by YouTube, it's going to be way less than it is usually, like by thousands of dollars because of this issue. And I don't know what's going to happen.
Can we even trust that, though? Because he could just be lying and crying wolf again. I mean, yeah, like the Argentinian memberships thing is a real thing, but he could be using this as an excuse to just beg harder and lie about how much it's affecting his business and his income, and just to get more sympathy bucks. And that's what it seems like to me. Like, I'm jumping on that train where it's like it's not actually affecting him to this great of an extent. It's more just he's crying and begging and using this as an excuse to beg more.
When I got to pay all my bills, all right?
My bills.
I'm not asking anyone to go crazy. I'm not asking anyone to dump tons of donations. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you were someone who maybe already was going to get a membership and you got one for free, it'd be great if you could contribute in another way. Right now, what would help me is tips, because if you did do, say, a super chat, I won't see that until next month. It ain't going to help me in the next 30 to 60 days when I'm trying to pay bills. Right now, the tips are really the only way to help with that. Okay? So, if you could, you know, please, if you could contribute in some way, and maybe the day to do it would be Saturday during this big Super Bowl event, that'd be really cool. Have a big rallying of support on that day. All right?
He's even telling them what day to fucking do it if you're going to do it. Jesus Christ.
No, we're not going to do, oh, it's an emergency fundraiser stream with giant $1,000 goals. We're not doing that. I've been there, done that. I've learned from my past. Yes, I actually did streams like that in the past. I'm not proud of them. I did those streams when I was at my lowest.
And how is those streams any different from this stream right now? You're still begging. You're still doing the same thing. You're still basically trying to ask for a rallying of support, and how you're essentially turning your Super Bowl special, in quotes, your fucking Super Bowl special into basically a fundraiser anyway. Ain't that what you're doing now?
I was in a situation where I had absolutely no money because of bankruptcy and all this debt I was in. Luckily, I'm not there right now, okay? But I need to recover from this idiocy of what these people have done on YouTube.
Yeah, he's definitely cleaning this shit up.
I'm hoping that this is the first step towards it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a good thing to start as a positive move towards recovery, as opposed to, you know, having to basically just deal with the fact that I guess YouTube isn't going to fix this issue anytime soon, and now I'm just supposed to have less income because of idiots. No.
Yep.
Absolutely not.
So what if this keeps going for like the whole fucking year? Are you just, like, you're already bleeding your pigs dry, your whales dry as it is, with 3 different channels, all monetized, all having different memberships and shit, and you're asking them for even more fucking money to offset this? Like, there's only so much money your whales and your fans that are supporting you have. You do realize that, right? They can't just keep. You can't get blood out of a stone. You can't just keep getting money out of nowhere. They don't have the Philosopher's Stone, Phil.
content, right? And people are liking the content. In fact, if you take a
He
look
doesn't
at
even
YouTube,
know what the
this
fuck
true.
that is.
In January, my views were
that
up,
Harry
my
Potter?
engagement was up, everything was up, income way down. Now, normally the income is down in January because of ads. There's like no ads on YouTube in January because all the ads, were for the holiday season, and they're dramatically reduced in January.
Yeah, there's a very limited
I'm
amount of
used to
ads
that.
going on.
What I'm not used to is seeing the
Ads
other
are in
thing
limited
happen
supply
at the
nowadays.
same time. That's the problem. It was like the worst timing to have these things happen together. Okay? So, if you could, please support the streams. If you can, please tip. And if you attend this stream on Saturday, that would be a great time to support the streams with a rallying of support with everyone together. That would put me in a much better position for the rest of this month, and I wouldn't have to worry all month about, oh God, how am I going to pay everything because I got less income because of these idiots. Okay? Thank you. No, I'm not dumping that on anyone. No, there's no personal responsibility there for anyone to do anything.
That's what
I'm
it
just telling
feels
you
like,
it is, and if
though.
you
That's
can
what it
help,
comes
thank
across
you in
as.
advance. Okay? Cool. Now, for the rest of the week, we're going to continue on with, full streams. On Sunday, it'll be my React show, and it'll be Like a Dragon Infinite Well. On Monday, it'll be Baldur's Gate 3 and probably like Pal World. And then probably Tuesday,
Yeah, that's it for that video. All right.
Now, you guys said you want gameplay, you're going to get gameplay. The first piece of gameplay you're going to get, Madden 24, simulated match of the Super Bowl, Kansas City Chiefs versus San Francisco 49ers, and I'll commentate on it. That'll be pretty neat.
Not really.
AI match.
It was boring.
Madden thinks who will win the Super Bowl, right? That'll be cool.
Because this happened I'm recording this after this happened. So it was basically, this one was a disaster event.
Dragon Infinite Well. Why? Because number one, I need to make maximum progress in the game this week to try to unlock Dondoko Island. And number two, because I should unlock the NFL player on Saturday. So I could play as an NFL player in the game during the NFL Super Bowl Marathon. Kind of makes sense. Kind of a timely thing, right? That's cool. But also, you guys have had other ideas of stuff to do. One of the ideas that came up was, why don't I try this new Foam Stars game that just came out on PlayStation Plus? Now, for those who aren't aware, Foam Stars is a game that basically looks like a knockoff of Splatoon. Apparently, people who are playing it are like, it totally is Splatoon with a few tweaks. It's not exactly like Splatoon, but absolutely it's Splatoon. Like, that to a T, that's what they were going for. They were copying this game.
A squad-based multiplayer game must equal
Talk about it now.
Splatoon.
We might as well, okay? So, people who played Foam Stars, all right? Well, first of all, here's something that was kind of interesting. Foam Stars released yesterday, but they did a launch event for it, okay? And when they did this launch event, they did something completely different than what you would expect. They actually hired small-time content creators to go to the launch event of Foam Stars. They didn't hire big-time people and pay them insane amounts of money. Like, they
So
didn't hire
you're what, mad that you didn't get invited?
giant streamers to go there. They just hired like normal level people. And although I appreciate that, because I think that that's a cool way to approach
Jealousy.
it. Normal people like you and me to play the game and tell their real opinions on it.
Like you and me. Oh my god.
Really get much traction. Like, if you look at the Foam Stars launch party that they did, the people who tweeted about it, who got paid to be there, they get like 50 likes on their post. They got like,
see, now if DSP was there, he'd have so many more views on the event, just because DSP himself was there,
I'm sure.
So they picked the wrong people. They should have picked DSP.
So it didn't really do much, and that's why I was saying yesterday,
should have picked this.
It was weird that Foam Stars had come out, but I hadn't heard anything about it. Like, there was no buzz on social media about it yesterday at all.
Where's the buzz?
It wasn't until people actually got their hands on it yesterday that started talking about it. So I've seen some footage of it, and it's not very impressive, just to be honest. And people were talking about it. I mean, the overall opinion on it is basically this: meh. It's not terrible.
That's my overall opinion of you.
The major problem people are having is finding enough people to play a solid game. Like, people keep matching up and either can't find a full team, or they find it and it's laggy as shit because no one's playing it. Like, it's basically kind of dead on arrival. So those who are playing it are saying it's not that bad. You know, the graphics are decent on PS5, and it's fun. But again, I mean, think it's variations on Splatoon. And it's funny because you would think that if it's a free for PS Plus game, and so many people have PS Plus to have online play for their games, that it would be a no-brainer. People would be playing it. But what's actually happened, I feel, at least from what I'm seeing.
And the other thing is he doesn't have any friends, so he can't play it. He's upset because he can't play himself because he has no friends to play with.
And they always say, oh, no, that's not true. And what's happened is this game's formula has been exposed. What do I mean by that? Here's what I mean. Splatoon is a popular game. It is. Splatoon is only a popular game because it's a Nintendo exclusive.
No, not correct.
If Splatoon was a cross-platform game, no one would care.
Incorrect.
But because it's a Nintendo exclusive, the Nintendo Force fanboys go out there and buy the shit out of it, make memes about it, put them all over social media, play the game constantly, have tournament leagues of it, because they feel like this is something for them. This is something that's part of their culture and their community, and therefore they absorb it, right? They accept it, they absorb it, they buy it.
Are you fully absorbed?
It's special. But the moment that gameplay now is no longer Nintendo exclusive, and it's on another competitor's console, no one really cares.
Or maybe
right?
it's just a subpar version of it, and
here,
Splatoon is more fun.
With,
ever think of that?
For example, a lot of these first-party Nintendo titles, if you think about the first-party Nintendo titles, why are they really special and prominent? Well, it's because they're always on a Nintendo console. It's the Nintendo IP.
Because they're good, fun games.
That gives it that level of prominence. A nice, laid-back, chill event.
He's such a Nintendo hater, I swear.
Serious. It's not going to be anything that we have to be so important. Oh my God, he absolutely must do this, this, and this during the event. It's not that serious of a deal. It's more supposed to be a relaxing day.
Almost like you're winging it the whole time or something, dude.
On my streams, and just being very honest here. Last month, I lost out on a ton of income because of troll activities. These memberships, which the trolls give away for free, that should not have been given away for free like that, and I got nothing for it, okay? A lot of people now have free memberships, and obviously because of that, haven't paid for their membership, and I lost out on a lot of income as a result. This Saturday, if you come by the Super Bowl Bash and support the stream, that would help a lot to get me back to the level I should be at. Notably, tips would make a lot of sense because tips I get right now.
No. You said, hold on a second, Phil. Shut the fuck up for a second. You yourself said, oh, it would help out a lot if you stopped by the event. You didn't say anything about tipping. So I guess tips are just absolutely mandatory now, right? Because someone's trolling Phil with the memberships. He's losing on the memberships. So now his content is absolutely mandatory, apparently.
Way less than what I usually make. And that's going to hurt me when it comes to things like paying bills.
That's not our problem. That's not your viewers' problem. That's your problem. That's no one else's problem but yours.
Goes right away this month to pay the bills and fill in the gaps for the way less income I'm going to get as a result of this malicious activity against me in the channel.
Again, it's your problem.
So, please consider, if you're someone who was going to get a membership this month, and then you didn't because you got one for free, please consider contributing this coming Saturday during the event. Okay?
No.
Fair enough.
Not doing it.
So that's coming up on Saturday. I'm very excited for that. Sunday, we're back to our normal React Day schedule.
Next video. Right into dead air. Love it. I didn't skip anything either.
You guys would think at this point that these people would have figured out that these stupid fake memberships aren't changing anything, that I'm still here, I'm still successful, I'm still have a business
Are you now?
Working.
Are you successful, Phil?
They haven't figured it out yet. They still can't figure it out that it's not affecting anything. Anyway. Some people are real slow on the uptake. Like maybe in 4 years they'll figure it out, you know?
And can you handle 4 years of this happening, Phil? I think you would lose your shit. I mean, you're already losing your shit when this has only been, what, a month of this? Not even a full month of this happening, and you're already losing your fucking shit. Can you imagine how fucking desperate you're going to be in 4 years of this continuing to happen, Phil?
Like, I know for a fact there's some trolls who
Still
still try
idiots,
to leave
I mean,
like,
trolls.
awful comments on my videos, and YouTube auto filters it all. I don't even see it. It's just gone. But they're so dumb. They
No,
do it
I think
anyway.
you
I mean,
have
they
to
just-
actually see
the
that
mental capacity is just not there.
to approve it or
there's
not.
brain cells trying to slap together in their whole brain, and it just misfires constantly.
So how do you know you're getting a comment or not if YouTube autofilters it?
This is what they do.
And again, it takes like a couple seconds to type out a comment. It's not like it's taking their whole day writing out a comment to you, you know.
The one thing that
But
came
they're
out of this
wasting
is
the whole
I
day
literally,
writing
like,
comments
unlocked
to me.
every
No,
emote
they're not.
I have. Like, seriously, every emote that I've ever had from Twitch days and everything is now on this channel. So I'm actually wondering if I unlock another emote slot, if I even have an emote to use in it. I don't even know. I think I might have used them all at this point.
So make some more. Oh no, you can't actually do work. I forgot.
Yeah, just take a look at some of the ones I added in the last week. The cozy fill, the bat fill, the anger fill. And that anger fill we haven't used since the Twitch days. It was just laying around as a reserve emote, and now we use that one too. Any plans on a new Lego playthrough this year? Unless there's a new Lego...
Wait, so if they're not real memberships, then why are you bothering to unlock emote slots if they're not quote unquote real memberships then, huh, Phil? Why are you doing that then?
game, no. Listen, I like the Lego games. I actually find them very relaxing. There's no way to get rid of the gifted sub notification. When people gift subs, it just happens. Like you're seeing that right now. I can't stop that. Yeah. There's nothing I can do about that at all. That's, again, one of the major shortcomings of YouTube is that you don't have a lot of control over anything. They have very limited chat, limited everything. And so I can't stop those messages from appearing in the chat. I wish I could. I can't. So you just got to ignore it. And it goes away in a few minutes. It's not that big of a deal. Good evening, Jade. How are you? Good to have you here.
Oh, it's Jade.
Good evening, Jade. How are you? Good to have you here. I literally just blocked the person. Girl wearing purple, that person was blocked the instant they gifted those. They've been blocked. The messages continue. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. There's no way to stop it. Again, YouTube promised, no exaggeration, 3 years ago, they promised they were going to add all of these features in YouTube chat that were similar to Twitch because they wanted to be just like Twitch. And over the course of the last 3 years, they have only very slowly
You're
added
still
one
on
or
this
two
thing?
features every once in a while. And they take forever to add anything. Like right now, finally, I have the ability to click on someone's name, and it actually says channel activity. And when I click on that, it will show me
You
how
can always
long
go
ago
back to
you've been on
Twitch, Phil.
YouTube, like when did how long your account has existed, and if you have any subscribers, so I can see if it's a dummy account or not. It shows me how many times you've been timed out, how many times maybe you've had messages deleted or hidden, and it actually shows me the last.
Sorry, I'm
few
eating some jelly
messages
beans over
that you
here. I'm
said
a
in
real
YouTube
professional,
chat,
don't you
but
know?
it doesn't even work. Like for example, I'll click on
Because it's
Said
that time
Roger
of
right
year
now,
again. It's almost Easter. We got
and
jelly
it says
beans.
He's had 4 timeouts,
Starburst jelly
1
beans,
deleted
too.
message, 2 hides. His YouTube channel's been here for 5 years. He has 29 subscribers, and it only shows me 3 lines of chat. It's actually supposed to show me his entire chat history, but it only shows me 3 lines of chat, and then it glitches. And there's nothing I can do about that. It's fucking stupid, you know? It's just really dumb how YouTube has done this. There's nothing I can do about it.
But unlike Phil, I
And,
actually set up
it's sad.
filters for my microphone
It's sad that they
so
don't
I can chew
follow
and eat
up on their
stuff
promises. Imagine
like
being
5 inches away from my
the
mic, and my
biggest,
mic won't pick up
the absolute
chewing on
biggest
something
the planet,
because I set my
video
filters really
sharing
good.
site,
And it's not that
you
hard to
can't
do.
anything compared to like your competitors who
But
have
no,
streaming stuff
DSP
up.
has to leave his mic
There's no
untouched,
capability of doing that.
factory settings, so
Okay.
every little thing is picked up.
No, I didn't get rid. I didn't do anything to Fed Roger.
Fucking goat laugh.
Literally never be fixed. So just get used to it. So we'll never have gifted membership messages on the screen. We never
So
will.
cry about it or go back to Twitch
You gotta
then.
Put up with this nonsense. The best way to deal with it is to ignore it. I keep telling you guys, when you acknowledge troll activity, that's what makes them come back. Just fucking don't talk about it. Act like it's not happening, and then they'll realize that they're worthless humans, and they'll go away.
Oh yeah,
the best way to
that's what's gonna
eliminate
happen,
trolls,
Phil.
not talk about it all night. Okay? Okay. How many members do I have? I probably have like 5,000. I don't care. It means nothing. It's literally valueless.
It'd be funny
So,
though to know how many members you
I'm
got
not even
though.
gonna look or give a shit. But I think it's going to be a nice, laid-back, chill event. It's not going to be anything ultra serious. It's not going to be anything that we have to be so important. Oh my God, he absolutely must do this, this, and this during the event. It's not that.
Oh, we just
serious
watched
of a
this.
Deal. It's more supposed to be.
I didn't know he was
going to
add this part.
outside of the realm of what I usually do on my streams.
Oh, well.
And just being very honest here, last month I lost out on a ton.
Just being
of
very
income
honest,
because of troll
guys.
activities. These memberships, which the
Super
trolls
honest.
gave away for free, that should not have been given away for free like that, and I got nothing for it. Okay, a lot of people now have free memberships, and obviously because of that, haven't paid for their membership, and I lost out on a lot of income.
Oh, but it's not
as a result.
affecting you at all though.
This
You're not
Saturday,
going anywhere,
Come
right?
by the Super Bowl Bash and support the
Alright.
stream. That would help a lot to get me back to the level I should be at. Notably, tips would make a lot of sense because tips I get right now. And what's going to happen is this month when I get paid by YouTube, it's going to be way less than what I usually make. And that's going to hurt me when it comes to things like paying bills. So tips would be great because I could use those right away this month to pay the bills and fill in the gaps for the way less income I'm going to get as a result of this malicious activity against me and the channel. All right? So please consider if you're someone who was
I was
going
wondering
to
if
get
they
a
would pick
membership
up
this month,
on
and then you didn't
Mike,
because
but
you
it
got
did,
one for
obviously.
free, please consider contributing this coming Saturday during the event. Okay? Fair enough. So
Keep
that's coming
begging.
up on Saturday. I'm
You
very
got
excited
to
for that.
beg
Sunday we're
hard.
back to our normal React Day schedule.
I don't know why it was kind of janky up there for a second. Sorry, I didn't realize this is the same video, basically. It's from a different person, but...
Yeah, just take a look at some of the ones I added in the last week. The Cozy Fill, the Bat Fill, the game that you can just like unwind and play and not have to worry too much about anything. Because I think that's how they're really designed. But when I've played them, they don't do well. Like, people complain that they're boring. I'm like, well... You know, remember the last one I played was the new Lego Star Wars collection? And
I think people are complaining that this game that you're playing right now is boring as fuck too, though, right? Like, almost any game you play, you make boring. So I don't think it really matters what game you do or do not play. Every game you play is boring.
Like, after a few sessions, we're so upset that I played the whole thing. They're like, wow, you really spent like 20 hours playing that game? I was like, yeah, it's good. And they're like, no, it sucks. Okay, whatever.
I wanted to keep going that way, so I need to let the YouTubers know, hey, if you want to be in place, it's got to be over on Twitch. You know, YouTube is kind of the past, and Twitch is the future.
Yeah, Twitch is the future,
Batman
right,
says,
Phil?
can you look at mine? Yep. So it says, 0 deleted, 0 timeouts, 0 hides. You joined 15 years ago. You have 7 subscribers, and it shows me your last 3 messages. It's supposed to show your entire chat history, and it only shows 3. And then it has a loading symbol that never stops loading because it doesn't work. Just par for the course for YouTube, an unfinished feature that they launched and
So
then never
go back
finished
to
it.
Twitch.
YouTube is never going to fix this, Derek, because YouTube is lazy and does not care. Thanks, Derek. Once again, it's another thing. YouTube will never fix things until they get into massive trouble for it. And people who are bigger than me will never complain about this because they make so much money, they don't care if they get fake members or not. And for me, you know, they don't listen to little guys. Did I participate in Small Business Saturday? I am Small Business Saturday. I am a small business. So I am the small business on Small Business
Like,
Saturday.
if a small-time, actual small-time YouTuber were to get these quote-unquote fake memberships, I think they would just be happy that their audience is getting the benefit of the memberships. You know what I mean? Like, unless, like, even if they were doing it for a job, I think they would still be kind of happy. Like, it's better than nothing. You know what I mean? Like, sure, it's trolling and you don't really get a whole lot of money from it, but you are getting some kind of money for it. And your audience is getting a benefit for it. So it's like, hey, at least they're getting something. It's better than nothing happening at all. You know?
Saturday, I'm working. So no, I didn't spend any money on small businesses. I am the small business. You guys who contributed today, you contributed to Small Business Saturday. Blocking them from the notification at the top does remove all messages from the sub chat. Chatters have to block them, though. I don't even know what that means. I have no idea what that means. I'm just going to keep building. It's going to keep building, but yes, whatever you say, buddy. I get it. No, I totally get it. I know. I know what you're saying. Okay. But for me, as soon as these bombs come in, I immediately block the person, and then I remove the message from the top of the chat, and it just continue. It just continues. There's nothing. It doesn't stop it at all. So, it would be great. Oh, my sign is off. Thank you for telling me, Derek.
You really needed that. That adds so much
Thanks,
extra ambience to it, doesn't it?
Noticed. It would be great if you could support the stream in some way tonight. To the 3 or 4 people who did, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Fuck you.
But yes, all of those stupid gifted memberships from before were complete nonsense. They weren't real. So any support tonight would be greatly appreciated if you could. Anything appreciated. Okay? All right. Here we go. Quick reminder, because a lot of people seem to be joining the stream, you know, in the last game. Please, if you want to help me out the most tonight, please tip me. I really need the help with tips right now. Things are not good with me financially. They're really fucking bad for the next 10 days till I get paid by Twitch. And any tips that you guys contribute in the next 10 days are going straight to fucking bills, so that I don't go crazy overdrafting my account.
Old school bag.
Unpaid, which would not be good. So please, 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 if you can contribute tonight and you're thinking about doing it, please tip if you can. Okay, guys? Thank you. All right. Falcon just did 100-bit cheers. How's it going? Keep up the awesome streams and awesome videos. Been watching since 09. Thank you, Falcon. Oh yeah, small reminder, if you guys are going to cheer tonight, even though I prefer you didn't, but if you did...
Ah! What a piece of shit. What movie is that? The Doom movie? I'll have to watch that later. He's pretty good, the Papa Meat channel.
Thing to say,
Last one.
I had a great time yesterday. I was pleased with how everything went. A lot of people always want to make it about money, all right? I don't even want to think about it in that regard. Actually, yesterday...
But it is. It's
basically
always
as if
about money
I
with
stream
you, though.
Normally all day. That's about how well I did, all right? No, there wasn't giant fundraising bombs or anything like that, nor did I ask for that. It wasn't a special event where we had a giant fundraising goal at the bottom of the screen. I was talking about it all stream. In fact, I didn't talk about it at all. I don't think I even once mentioned it. I just said, hey, every once in a while, hey, you want to support, please do. That was it. Like, I never really even brought it up. And that was good. It made it so that I didn't have to think about it. And it was a better event for that, I definitely believe. Okay? But, essentially, it was as if I had just done 2 regular streams on a Saturday. Okay? Now, I was, honestly,
Yeah, this was immediate. This was immediately right after his Super Bowl event. So the Super Bowl event that we watched the preparation over the video 2 videos ago, this was right after that. So I think this was like the next day after.
And maybe a little extra to help for the fact that I am
so he only got the normal amount that he would have got if he normally streamed instead of doing the event. So he's all sad and butthurt about that, basically.
Income, because I'm basically not getting much income with memberships anymore, because people found this exploit to gift them all out essentially for free. Make no bones about it, I am way down right now, and I'm gonna get paid by YouTube in a little over a week, and that payment is going to be dramatically less than what I usually get paid by YouTube, and that's gonna hurt, because I still gotta afford everything. I gotta pay all my bills and everything, alright? So, all I'll say is this: if you like the content, please support it this month, alright? Anything helps, really, literally anything. A super chat, a membership, a tip is all great. But tipping would be amazing, because if you tip me, I get those funds now, and it's going to help once this YouTube payment comes in and ends up being way lower. The tips are going to help me to continue to be able to pay the stuff without running out of stuff or being tight, you know. No, this is not me putting it on you. This is not me doing a giant.
Then what is it if it's not that? You're still begging.
Normal. I'm not doing it. All right. But I'm a down-to-earth guy, and my problems are real problems. You know, when you get a troll element of people...
But they're not our problems, though. They're your real problems. They are not our real problems. They are not your fans' real problems. They are yours. And you've already asked multiple times. So if they don't want to do it, stop harping on them and let them decide if they want to do it or not.
Want to destroy your life, and this has happened many times before, and I assume it'll probably keep happening.
Oh my god.
For no good reason. So
No reason whatsoever.
People out or know anything about them, they're just nuts. Okay. It is what it is. All right. So anything.
Yeah, I'm just crazy.
Definitely, tips would help way more right now because tips will literally I get them now and can pay bills and stuff with them, and I would appreciate
This is
that very
painful.
much.
This is painful, DSP.
Okay?
Come on.
Okay, that's really all I got. I don't have any news today or anything. I was looking. There's no game news. So what we'll do is we'll do a few shout outs here. And then we'll see what you guys want to chat about this morning. If this ends up being a shorter podcast, that's fine. Doesn't have to be a long podcast. I will say this. The good news is, in the last few days, we figured out how to stop the harassment of the stream with these fake memberships. So what was happening was these idiots were coming in and buying member bombs of 20 to 50 fake memberships. And when they dropped them on the chat, all of a sudden the chat would be flooded with these membership messages, and especially if they were
Only time his chat actually moves fast as all at all is when there's a member bomb like that. Otherwise, it'd be dead.
Chat. So
it's not like his fans really talk that much anyway.
Not only I just ban on site, but also there's a thing that says remove, and if I remove the message, they just stop. And I didn't know that. I thought that it was individual to the person. And yesterday, they were like, no, actually, it actually stopped it for us too. Like, we were seeing a bunch of these stupid messages in the chat, and all of a sudden they just stopped. I was like, oh, this is good. So now I have a way to control these member bombs. Excellent. They come in and they're fake, immediately stop that, and then just continue on and ignore it. So if you happen to see a fake member bomb today, please just ignore it, all right? Don't pay attention to it. It's not real. It is what it is. You know, these people, you can't do anything about it. YouTube has to fix the problem. I can't. But just ignore the problem, and I'll
yeah, God forbid you fix your own problems at all, ever.
And it shouldn't affect the chat in a negative way for more than a couple seconds. Okay? Captain DCW,
Well, that was a jump scare. Why does he put that, like, sting kind of thing at the end of it? Come on, dude. You do better than that. All right, next video. Let me skip this intro.
Thank you very much, David. And Josh, 2 months as a member, says, love you, Phil. By the way, I should bring this up. I have absolutely no idea if this is true or not. All right? However, you may have noticed that recently, when the trolls are coming in here and trying to gift out the fake memberships or the insane discount memberships that they can buy like 50 for like $1. Less than that, actually. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We've been shutting them down. We found a way that as soon as those gifted
found a way, guys.
Out, if you click on it and we hit block and remove, it just stops. So you might have like a few that come through and then they stop. People are saying, and I think it's true, it actually just stops them from existing. So it's not just, oh, you don't see the pop-up.
I think it just stops the actual notifications, though.
So therefore,
I'm not quite
I
sure.
can stop
it actually stops the whole
fake
thing.
member bomb.
I don't know why, like,
I don't
know why it keeps pausing to load it like that. That's annoying.
In theory, they can be stopped as long as moderators are paying attention. Okay? Now, of course, this is not always going to be possible.
Put it on the moderators. You can't do it yourself, can you, you lazy piece of shit?
Because I'm in the middle of something in a game, right? But it looks to me like when this happens now, we can pretty much shut it down almost right away. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. Again, I'm not going to get my hopes up. You're right. I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm just going to keep my eyes peeled, and when it happens, I'm going to shut it down. My moderators are shutting it down. And if this works, it may mean that within a month, we can get rid of all the fake memberships, and we'll get back to normal. All right? I'll keep an eye on it. I will. I'll keep an eye on it and let you guys know what I find. But I don't want to get excited too early about this. I don't.
Oh, my God.
Okay?
This is cringe.
So I'll let you know. I will let you know what happens, okay, everybody? Cool. But in the meantime, if you haven't noticed, last several days where these idiots have tried it, we shut that shit down right away, and it doesn't bother the chat. It doesn't bother anybody. We turn it right off, and full speed ahead doesn't affect anyone negatively, which is great. Okay. All right. So let's continue, shall we? All right. Okay, on the tips. Oh, wait. First of all, Rocky Suezo did another super chat and said, "We chill." Thank you, Rocky, for the super chat.
Very insightful.
Cool. Okay. Our first tip of the day is your $6 tip from Clubber Lang. Let's have a chill stream and rock some enemies in Baldur's Gate 3 today. My prediction for the enemies is pain. Well, there you go. Thank you, Clubber, for our first tip of the day.
More like death from laughter at this idiot trying to play the game and failing. Is that it for this video? Is there more? Yeah, that's basically it. All right, hold on.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah. And for whatever reason, Duty's the only one really making videos about the Argentina one that I've seen. I haven't seen like a full coverage because I'm trying to do the entire timeline from start to current day of the Argentina stuff, and it's just been hard finding some videos on it. Like it's easy to find it when they started, but
Side of things, correct? I just want to confirm that.
I want to show
No
the
super chats, no
degradation of
memberships
like
as of
how
yet.
frustrated he's getting and everything, and
We start off today with a tip
How it
here
goes
that
about.
came in actually overnight.
how it evolves.
It's a
the
$5 tip
situation.
from Rocky. He said, "I sent a super chat last night, but apparently it didn't go through, and that's why you didn't see it. I got a free membership a couple weeks back, so here's a $5 because I got a free one from the trolls. I know money could be tight right now, and I want to pay it forward, so have a good day." Well, thank you, Rocky.
Yeah, that $5 is
appreciate that
really
very
going to
much.
help him.
Yeah, because of what
He
they
might
did
get
with
a
the
single pull for
the
that.
whole VPN situation with these memberships
Oh
to
my
give them away
God.
for free, essentially. Yeah, things are suck right now.
Things are
But
things
what
are
can I
made
do?
out of
Besides
suck
just
right
move forward
now.
positively, right? So thank you, Rocky. I appreciate that. And
Thanks,
again, I would urge
Rocky.
anyone, if you were given a free membership by a troll who didn't pay for it, if you could come support the channel in another way, that would be
Wow,
amazing.
what
Whether
a
it's simple super chat, a
scumbag.
small tip, something like this will help a lot. Okay?
Look at him. He's like a fucking crackhead. He's over here scratching, itching, fiending for that free money that like he doesn't deserve. He's like, well, if you were given a free membership that you didn't deserve, you fucking thieves are stealing from me, then you should give me money in some other way because you didn't deserve that free membership, motherfucker. That's basically kind of what he's saying, though. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but yeah, like that's kind of what he's trying to say.
Thank you very much,
Like,
Rocky. I
Jesus
appreciate
Christ.
that. I received, obviously so far, I appreciate that. 1 minute, man. All right, guess what? Somehow, I got through all my topics. I got through the news, the Phil's Day Off, the Skull and Bones, the schedule. We got through everything. All right? Thank you for that. All I will say is this. Thank you all. Please support the streams. This is a brand new week.
I gotta
We'll start
beg
fresh. We got
again.
exciting stuff coming up this week. Double co-op with my wife. Act 3 of Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, that was a
Some
failure,
new
by the
fresh
way.
Tekken, reaping the rewards of Dondoko Island when I do play.
Yeah,
Like the Dragon. Like, this is an exciting week of
Dondoko
content.
Island.
I hope that you will support it. In some
Dondoko
way.
Island.
Again, much like Rocky, if people could follow suit,
He's
if you receive
Rocky.
gifted memberships that basically I got robbed of, I didn't get paid for that. All right, I would appreciate it.
Like oh my god, DSP Philip. If they weren't Argentinian memberships, then no one was going to gift them at all. You do realize, right? The fact that Troll is paying so little money to doing these Argentinian membership drops, right? You would not be getting any memberships if they weren't doing that. You still wouldn't be getting those memberships. You do get that, right? Like the only reason you are getting so many memberships that you are getting right now is because they are so cheap. You wouldn't be getting any of these memberships otherwise. And like it's hard for me to phrase that properly, but like it's pretty obvious that like the only reason you're getting so many crazy absurd amounts of memberships is because they are troll memberships, because they are so cheap. And if they weren't so cheap, no troll would be giving you the memberships, and your fans wouldn't be buying as many memberships as you're getting currently. You do realize, right? That right? You currently have more memberships than you do fans for those memberships to go to. Your fans already have all the free memberships in the world, and there's still more memberships being handed out than there are fans of yours to receive those memberships to. So, no, you aren't actually owed the actual USD amount of the memberships that you're getting. You do realize that, right? Because, like, if they weren't so cheap in the first place, you would not be getting those memberships in the first place. Ergo, they're not actually stealing anything from you. Because if they weren't gifting you Argentinian memberships, you wouldn't be getting any memberships of those. So you wouldn't be getting the same number. Like, it's like, oh, if they weren't Argentinian memberships, they would be USD memberships. No, because who would be giving you that crazy amount of USD memberships? The only reason they're giving you the amount that they're giving you crazily right now is because it's super cheap and it's funny. But your fans aren't going to be gifting those insane numbers of memberships. You aren't owed the USD value amount of those Argentinian fake memberships, DSP. You aren't. That's not thievery.
You could support in another way, even as simple as just like a super chat or something.
So you're
Anything
actually
would help
not down in money because of memberships from this. You're just naturally down because of the slowly and steadily increasing amount of lowering support that you're getting on a daily basis.
now, because right now I'm way down.
Because your
and it doesn't
business
look
is
like it's
failing,
bouncing back
sir.
At this point. I don't think it will until we get another big release. Like if a giant release comes out and everyone's excited to see me play it, people will probably come out to support streams more. But for now, it's kind of like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. What can I do?
By itself means that your business is failing, sir.
Right?
Relying on new releases in order to get a boost in sales is a sign that your business is fucking
If
failing.
you can support the streams, please do. You know the ways to. They all help. Thank you in advance. Okay.
But he's constantly bleeding his same fans dry over and over and over again.
Do I believe in karma? You know, I don't know, Red. That's an interesting question.
You're definitely suffering from
because
karma right now, DSP.
You know what they say, what goes around comes around. So you would think
yes.
that, like, someone in life who's horrible to others, that eventually things would come back to bite them. But that's not always the case. There's been people who are absolutely horrible people on this planet, and then they just get away with it for their whole lives. You know? And then,
AKA
you know, I
the
say
trolls.
people like that, they look at situations like that. Here's a guy who was a scumbag to everyone their whole life. He's ahead in life. He's filthy rich, right? Basically,
What,
immune
you
to any
talking
kind of
about
repercussions
yourself
his whole
right now,
life.
right?
So then how could you argue that there's like a god or an entity out there that cares about humanity if this is the case? And this is a whole philosophical discussion that people have, right?
Oh my gosh. Okay, DSP. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe us as trolls, as detractors, are your karma? We are here as agents of karma to hate on you, detract on you, fucking make fun of you, all the shit that we do as detractors. We are here as an agent of karma because of all the negative karma that you have been constantly accruing throughout your entire fucking life. Because newsflash to you, Philip J. Burnell, you are an asshole. You are a horrible, shitty, narcissistic individual, and you have accrued a shitload of karma over your lifetime. And this is just the beginning of karma finally starting to catch up with you. Because it's not just us. And guess what? Sometimes karma takes a long fucking time. Karma is a patient motherfucking bitch. If karma doesn't get to you at all in this life, it's going to come after you in the next life. Because usually, karma is not always instantaneous. At least this is my belief anyway, because I do actually believe in karma. There's no, like, deity, like, judging every single person, but we build up positive or negative consequences. And sometimes those come back to haunt us in the same life, and sometimes they come back to us in another life, because I believe in reincarnation. So maybe if you're a horrible, shitty person and you don't suffer any consequences of that in this life, maybe next life you might not come back as a human. Maybe next life you'll come back as something way worse, like an ant or a fucking, I don't know, a bird or something less than human, something like a tree or some shit. I don't fucking know. Karma will come to you one way or another, okay? And obviously he's finally starting to see some of the consequences for him acting like such a shitty person his entire fucking life. And we're just a small part. We as detractors are just a small part of that.
I would like to think that yes, hopefully in life at some point there is karma. That people who are doing awful things to others.
But he's just thinking that, oh, us as detractors are all awful, horrible people, because he loves to pretend that he knows our entire life story and knows who we are as persons. And because we're so shitty to him, deservingly so, that we must be a shitty, horrible person to every single person in our lives and not just assholes who deserve to be shitted on. Does that make sense? Like, we are trolls and detractors and assholes to you because you are an asshole yourself and you deserve it. This is your karma, and it is entirely legal and okay to laugh and point and make fun of you for all the stupid shit that you do openly on a public forum. Now, if you were not a public figure online and we were doing something illegal in order to fuck with you in some way or another, then that might be accruing a little bit of negative karma there to fuck with you. But I'm always a hands-off approach. I just like to sit back and laugh at the piggy squeal. And that, in my opinion, is justified by the fact that he is one of the most negative individuals I know. Not evil, because I wouldn't go that far. He's not evil. He's just a narcissistic asshole and generally not a very good person. So I feel I am justified in my behavior towards him because I am not outrightly affecting his life in any way. I am sitting here and I am laughing, making fun, and yelling basically into the void of the internet because he's never going to watch my videos. He's never going to know who I am. I'm not a major detractor that everyone knows. So, like, and even if he did watch my stuff, who cares? I'm not affecting him in any way. I'm not actually touching the poo. I'm not sending him anything. I'm not even doing any of the Argentinian shit. I'm not. So it's like, I don't think that's accruing negative karma just by laughing at a piggy online. It's not.
Have it come back to them, and people who are actually
but that's who he's talking about is just detractors, because he loves to assume that he knows everything about
I would
us.
hope that's the case in life. I just don't know if there's really any concrete evidence being able to prove something like that. It sounds more like superstition to me, right?
Because you're not a spiritual person, that's all. Because you think you're God yourself.
I received a $5 tip from Kirk Reborn. I sit on an authentic The Next Generation captain's chair. It's great. I give commands out without back pain. Make it so and get one today. There you go. I guess they really knew what they were doing back in the 90s when they predicted what the future would be. They already had the perfect ergonomic chair on the Enterprise, right?
Still don't know why it flashes like that at the end of the video. Alright, this is the very last video that I know of. This was from yesterday. So this was actually from February 18th. And I think after this video, that will catch us up so far with the current goings-on of the entire Argentinian gifted membership arc. And that will catch us up. I don't know. Hold on one second. I don't know if how much this is going to actually continue going on for. I don't know if I plan on actually... Oh my gosh, look how long his fucking intro is. Jesus Christ, duty. I don't know how long this whole arc is going to go on for. I might do a part 2 to catch up on this afterwards, but it probably won't be until after this arc is over with. So whenever the Argentinian arc is over with and we're on to the next arc, whatever that might be, I'll probably at that point do a follow-up to, if anything major happens, to discuss the continuation of the saga as it unfolds. But for now, this is the final video, so let's watch this, and I can finally end this video and get to work on another video. So let's continue, or end this.
Right now, when it comes to support of my streams, and again, yes, I know, oh God, he's talking about support. I promise you this will not be a long segment. Right now,
and this was from yesterday's podcast, and it was just unhinged.
It has been consistently good. Tips have actually been great. Okay? But where I'm suffering is everything else. Number one, memberships. I'm not seeing many or any membership renewals any day now. Like, for example,
Listen to that
only I
stuttering.
just did a membership renewal, right? It
Stuttering.
used to be any given day I'd have 10, 20 membership renewals over the course of the day to shout out.
You really weren't. It was not that many memberships per day, Phil. Come on.
I'm seeing
And
none.
obviously, all your fans already have a free membership, so why should they get another membership? Maybe, well, they probably have gifted memberships on his other channels anyway. Maybe you should make a fourth fucking channel and open that up for memberships and don't make any actual content on there just so you can milk them for memberships on their channel too.
Like 0. So what happened there? Is it that everyone got the free membership and therefore like everyone's just expecting they're just going to get another free one? I don't know. I don't really know if that's what's going on or not. I
Probably.
can tell you, we're shutting them down. When these people are coming now to the stream and trying to do those fake member bombs, we're shutting it down immediately. So, like last night, someone tried one on the stream. They got 2 in. They tried a 50 member bomb.
You do
only
know
2
these gifted memberships last an entire month, though, right? Like, it's a whole ass month. So they're probably waiting for these gifted memberships to expire before renewing. And I don't think it's been a full ass month yet, Phil. I don't think it's been an entire month.
came in.
What was it, like 2 weeks ago? You still have like 2 weeks left, Phil.
But then we banned them, and that was the end of that. So we're going to continue to do that. We're not just going to let people abuse the channel and abuse YouTube. We figured out how to shut it down.
I can't let my fans enjoy free gifts and free benefits. What a piece of shit. If he can't benefit from it, I'm not going to let you enjoy or benefit from it either. That's basically what he's talking about right here.
So when we see
What
it,
a miserable
we
piece of
immediately
shit,
stop.
though.
Okay? So those are not going to continue. No one's supposed to be just getting free content that's supposed to be paid for subscription content because someone broke the system. Okay? So,
wow.
Yeah, we're working on it. All right? It's a work in progress. You know,
Yeah, let me just repeat that. What did he say?
no one's supposed to be just getting free content that's supposed to be paid for subscription content because someone broke the system. Okay? So, yeah, we're working on it. All right?
Wow.
It's a work in progress.
And, like, it's even more funny when you think about and realize the fact that they're really not getting any benefits whatsoever because he doesn't really offer hardly any benefits to being a member of his. There's no fucking benefit to being a member on any of his channels. Okay, I take that back. On his DSP Reacts channel, if you get one of the, like, he raised the price on it, remember? He raised the price on the DSP React thing. But if you are a member on that tier, you can submit a clip. That, like, out of all of his channels, I think that's the only real benefit you get. Because slow mode, who gives a shit about that? His channel doesn't talk that much anyway. On any of his channels, no one really gives two shits about a crown in front of their name. He doesn't do any sort of, like, private videos or private streams for only his members only content. So, like, it's just like his Patreon. There's no benefit to giving this motherfucker money. There really isn't, unless you're desperately to submit a clip to see him react to, and then he'll react to it for 2 seconds, get bored, and skim through the rest of it, and probably not even finish reacting to the entire clip. That's about it. So there is no real benefits. They weren't getting that many free benefits anyway.
The more often that we figure out, we're quick to the draw to shut it down.
But he can't even let them have that.
Better. But yeah, it's a little frustrating what happened, right? So number one, memberships, I'm seeing almost none, right? And it sucks because I used to have a ton. I mean, any given month, I would have between 500 to 800 consistent memberships on this channel. And now it's like everyone got one for free, thousands of people. So now I have no memberships at all coming in, and it's tons of lost revenue. In addition, I'll tell you, I've noticed super chats are way down this month too. And is that a result that people just got so many free gifted memberships, they see it and they just think, oh, the channel's doing well, when in reality it's the opposite? I don't know. The thing is, tips are great. Like, tips have been really good this month. So I'm not complaining in that regard. I'm just saying, like, it sucks because I used to have this balance. You'd have the YouTube side stuff going on plus daily tips. And now it's just like, I just have tips. And that's...
So he's basically trying to browbeat his audience into tipping him if they were gifted a sub. It's basically what I'm hearing right now. He is trying to, like, coerce and browbeat and convince these people that, like, hey, That's not fair that you got a free membership, okay? That's fucked up. And while it's not your fault, it is your fault because you received that free membership. That was a troll membership. And I didn't get paid for that. So you got to pay me for getting that free membership. It doesn't matter that you don't really get any benefit whatsoever out of having that membership in the first place. You don't get any free content. You don't get any benefits. But you owe me money, motherfucker. That was my goddamn money. You owe me. You are going to motherfucking tip me money. That's the roundabout way of what he's fucking trying to do here. It really is. And it's fucking sickening.
It sucks. I'm taking a big hit. So I'm hoping that things will pick up.
That's not our fault.
That the games
That's not your fans' fault.
You know, I've noticed with Baldur's Gate 3, we're getting way less people. People aren't really watching the videos on demand that often. Tekken 8, as I've already
That's
explained
because
many
you're
times, it's not
boring.
catching.
That's not real. None of these things are a result of the memberships. These are just because you're boring as fuck, Phil. The view numbers on videos are not affected by memberships. They're not.
On. Street Fighter 6 did, and people were invested. It doesn't seem like many people are invested in my Tekken 8 stuff, despite the fact I'm getting better and learning multiple
It doesn't matter if you're getting better at Tekken 8 or not. Maybe people prefer Street Fighter 6 over Tekken 8. Have you ever thought of that? Street Fighter 6 looks a lot more flashy. It looks more fun. It looks funner to watch than boring-ass Tekken 8. No one cares about Tekken 8 except for you for some reason.
characters. People just don't seem to be that into
The
it,
characters
okay?
are better in Street Fighter 6.
Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, I didn't expect that much from the game. To be honest, like I thought it would be the late night chill stream game. So I'm okay with that. The problem is that it also seems to happen with all the other games now too. So what's it going to take? Is it going to be that when Final Fantasy VII comes out, things pick up? Maybe.
Probably
if that's
not.
the case, certainly I'd be happy because that's my.
I would not be relying on Final Fantasy VII Remake to fucking save your business, Phil. I really wouldn't. Not at all. Besides, here's the thing. Everyone has been waiting for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to come out. Everyone. Because we're finally getting the second game in the series for the remake series trilogy, right? And I mean, almost a lot of people have played Final Fantasy VII Remake. A lot of people have played Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. And so we're excited to finally get our hands on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is the second in the trilogy, obviously. I'm excited. I have the game pre-ordered. Not the digital deluxe edition. I just got the normal base edition pre-ordered. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I just gotta wait for the game to come out. But a lot of people are going to be playing that game, and most people aren't gonna really want to either A, they're not gonna want to spoil the game, but chances are most people are going to be ahead of the game before Phil is, because you know how slow Phil is at playing games anyway. So most people will probably be ahead of him at all times anyway. But even still, they're probably not going to want to watch him play it because he's just going to ruin the game for them.
game of the year right now.
Because he's
right?
boring as fuck.
So I guess we'll see what happens, and go from there. But that's really the state of things, is that support overall has been good. Tips are great, but everything else has really floundered this month. And I'm halfway through the month, and I don't know how to fix that. You know, how do you fix something that, I mean, everyone's saying they like the content. I'm listening. We're doing.
Are they saying that, Phil? Are they actually saying they like the content?
Right. I'm already, like I said, yesterday was a very stressful day for me. I was working crazy amounts and
Rebirth will reinvestigate the channel, DSP. No, it's probably not.
Kind of stressed out to my wits' end with all the technical shit going on and everything. I'm like, oh my god.
Technical shit? What technical shit?
So anyway, that's what's going on with that. All right. So now let's get to tip shoutouts, shall we? The first tip of the day is a $2 tip. Does Cat like Mario Kart? You know, I know for a fact she has played Mario Kart over the years. Okay, this is an anonymous tip, by the way.
And that's it. One other thing before I go. I don't see why they don't. If DSP wants to keep using Cat as a prop like he has been to get more views, why don't he and Kat actually play like Mario Party or Mario Kart. Or here, why don't they play this game? This is an awesome multiplayer game. Dokapon Kingdom will fuck up any friendship or relationship you have with someone. But seriously, it's like RPG meets Monopoly. It's like a board game RPG, and it's really fucking fun. I used to play this on, what was it, on the Wii, I think? And it was so fucking great. Great game. Totally recommend. But it will ruin relationships and friendships. It will. It's worse than Mario Party at ruining friendships. But it's a really fun game. And it's local co-op, couch co-op, or whatever the fuck he calls it. So why doesn't he play something like that? But no, of course he's not going to do that. He won't even play Mario Kart or Mario Party with the bitch. So, like, that's actual co-op. Because DSP wasn't even doing actual co-op. She was playing the game and got bored and ended up, like, running away from him. Which was really funny. But, yeah, so, I don't know. It just is what it is, I guess. But that's it for this video. Thank you, everyone, for staying. Thank you for watching this. If you do watch this, if you're hearing this right now. And we'll see you in the next one, all right? Take care.